No, it's just I don't want to miss the start time as well. Otherwise it's going to become confusing. Hello and welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players. Cat.
Hi.
Damian.
Hello.
Kay is here. He's just speechless.
Hello.
And Vinny.
Hello.
We are unfortunately missing a Lloyd, and a Romulus is on the way. Romulus is, however, catching up. He is old, so we will exempt him of this. He isn't the oldest in the party, mind, that's Vinny. But, you know, Romulus is playing the old dad, and he isn't the oldest for some reason. But, oh well. So, hello.
Wait, I'm the oldest in this
Yeah,
party?
you're the oldest in the party.
That makes a change.
Yeah. I mean, you were very much you played the old character in the last campaign, and Elysium was still older than you. But then again, he was
one
an
of the
elf.
young... Sasha was older as well, I think.
No, Sasha was only 115, I think.
Okay.
And then Elysium was like 200 and something. So Queglaw was in between. She was the second oldest, yet she was the literal oldest in terms of like relative years. Whereas this time around, Vinny just ended up being the oldest, but looks the youngest, aside from Cat.
Literally died of old age halfway through the campaign. And the elf is like,
wow.
yeah, I guess I should look into getting a job one of these days.
Life's too short. Only another 600 years to go. Am I right? But yes. So, after that little hiatus, are we all ready for today's session?
Sure.
Yeah. One thing I will say as a general note, because I snuck it in while they weren't looking, I have now added the Starsite Camp to the map in the top right, so now it does exist there, and the party knows that it's there.
Nice.
And and I'm actually prepared for today's session. Whoa. What is this?
Yeah, okay.
Right, let's throw a curveball. Let's go back to Trenlaw's Rest.
Yeah, do it. Do it. I dare you. Oh, was that Simon saying he's be right back? Yes, it was. Okay. Simon's going to go get food, but I'll do the intro anyway. So, let's change up this music real quick. Good to see you all survived this week. We are, however, missing both Lloyd and a Romulus. Again. Well, for now anyway. Our current unnamed party, Cat, Damian, Kay, Lloyd, Romulus and Vinny, travelled to Zaker's Crossing, a massive city of stone, steel and timber supported atop a bridge that spans the Featherfall Gorge. The bridge is over 25 miles long and... a correction to last session, it is 2,000 feet wide, not 200. It was a typo. Wandering in, they looked around for a place to stay, handed over some of their contraband at the door, and followed an old beggar into a back alley, where he proceeded to sell them information. Now they all stand around, waiting for Kay to emerge from within, so they can go to the Firefly Stacks. The area around you is dark, and only a fraction of light glistens from Cat's horn. The streets here aren't lively and lack personality for those of you who can currently see, which at this moment is just Kay and Vinny. There are individuals wandering around, all of a variety of races, but mostly humanoid in shape and structure. Most of those down here wear cloaks and hoods, and openly carry weapons as they wander around. Kay, you emerge back with the rest of the party from the chamber, moments later after the rest of them notice that you're gone. You step out into the street with the rest of them. This is too cheery music.
Wow.
There you go, that's better. Let's do that. That would be better for this.
About the cherry music.
Nah, you don't
Thinking
get...
we're about to get attacked by slimes now.
Roll for initiative. It's called waiting for everybody to arrive.
Oh no.
Oh no. Ooh, I rolled pretty well if that would be initiative. Slimes would both be in double digits. That's scary.
Oh no.
So, as we are currently missing a Vinny, Romulus and a Lloyd, Cat and Damian, you hear the door open behind you after your party has mentioned that Kay has been missing, and you hear light footsteps leave the doorway.
Ah. Okay. What do my allies see, I guess?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
right, because you have
Damien sees nothing.
No,
yeah.
you don't see anything. You're hopeless
No.
at the moment.
Damien
Yeah.
doesn't see anything at the moment, but Romulus and him are, I don't know, holding hands, blind leading the blind. But yeah,
Aww.
you see Kay otherwise leave the door in shape. I mean, he's not been bruised or anything. Doesn't look like he's been hurt.
Not bruised. Okay. Look at Kay. I assume you've talked about what it is you want? I'm gonna open up this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently everyone's now got their things, so can we get out of here and head somewhere where they can see? Gesturing to the two that are fumbling around. I'd like to imagine one of them's just walked into a wall or something, just for the fun of it.
That would be appreciated. Plus, also have it being explained to me what you did in there.
We'll, hmm. We'll talk about that over food. Well, they will. I'm not really sure what really happens. But I know what roughly happened. I can give a base breakdown. Let's go find somewhere to stay at least.
Okay.
Firefly stacks. There should be somebody to guide us back, I think.
I am going to. Well, yeah. The guy was going to take us
Yeah.
to Firefly Stacks. I
The
believe.
old guy was going to take you back to where you were on the street anyway, not necessarily to the Firefly Stacks.
Okay, I'm gonna hold both Romulus's and Damian's hands and just follow me.
Okay.
I-
And I'll say Lloyd is being guided by Vinny. Okay.
Come on, you guys, learn how to see in the dark. Ah,
Okay. Cat, if you would like to make me a survival check, please, given the rest of your party is unable to, or Vinny is not here. I'll say, Kay, you can assist as well if you wish, while we wait for Simon to get back with food.
survival. Oh, good God. What is my survival? Oh, good God. Right, okay. There's a +1.
Let me walk into a wall.
19, alright!
19.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
4 plus something.
6.
6. Okay, so you're being guided back, and that's good enough for what needs to be done. You follow him as best you can as he makes his way back to his original location, and as you arrive back into the main thoroughfare of the street, the people otherwise, a few kind of watching as your troop otherwise exit the kind of the darkened interior of these alleyways and back into the main pathways here, as you otherwise are not turned around thanks to Cat in this instance.
Right. Firefly Stacks, we just needed to keep proceeding if I recall correctly.
Yep, we just need to keep going along the main thoroughfare to the 3rd window. And I think we just gone through the 2nd window.
I believe you just went through the first one. You were going towards the second one.
Okay.
That's right. I need to open up Zaker's Crossing's descriptions.
I think that's the case. So the first window wasn't the entrance bit.
No. The
The
windows...
first window was where I went to the shop and asked for directions.
Yes, the windows are effectively cutouts of
Yeah.
the city which lead to the sky. And
Yeah.
incidentally, these are also the areas where they collect rainwater.
That makes sense. Just sort of stand there and wait for rain to appear with their mouths open.
Not quite.
That's how that works, yes.
Yeah, that's how it works, yeah.
No, not quite. But yes. So, you keep going?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Travelling through more of the thoroughfare, you travel by various alleyways on the right and left, various individuals moving in and out, kind of joining or exiting the thoroughfare through into these various areas around. People are currently moving at a fair pace. It's quite busy, given it has just gone past the early morning, and people are either heading to work or they're at work and they're about selling various bits and pieces. As you travel through, you can hear cries and shouts of people trying to sell things and calling out various just calls across the thoroughfare and across the second window as you otherwise approach it. Walking into the second window, you see that it is very similar to the first one, but there is an extra layer on top. No longer 6 layers deep, but now 7. And you can see that there are large kind of networks of guttering that run down the exterior of this, along the walkway as well, ending in these large barrels, where you can see some of them are being distributed by what looks to be this massive, almost warehouse off to one side here. You keep going?
Out of curiosity, how many centaurs and minotaurs are around?
None.
Huh. So we do stick out like a sore thumb.
You do. However, you do note that there are others amongst this area. Ones that you haven't seen before. You've seen dwarves, you've seen tieflings, you've seen humans, and you've seen the occasional dragonborn. You've seen on very rare occasions, you've seen elves. What you haven't seen, more accurately, are what look to be these kind of almost strangely humanoid individuals. Kind of a strange pigmentation to them, reds, greens, browns, greys, blues in some cases. And kind of these brighter pigmentations, and a few of them outside of that. Now, you would recognise these because you've met one before, as they are genasi. But they are in a lot thicker of a population density within this city, it would seem.
Interesting. Damian's met some of those as well.
Yeah. You also see tabaxi, and you see a few bird people walking around as well.
Ooh, that's something Damian's heard of but hasn't seen, I don't think.
That would be correct, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. There is a
Interesting.
wide range of individuals, and none of them look like individuals who would be from the dark alleys, like the taller, lankier humanoids, or the ones with kind of the really dilated pupils. It's hard to say. There are also the occasional Goliath here and there, but they're a lot more sporadically placed.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very wide population density here.
Cool. So from the quick brief look around, does it look like we're drawing attention?
Yes.
We are
You and Romulus are drawing quite a lot of attention. I'll say make me a general perception or insight check of your choice. Each will yield different results.
I'm gonna go with insight. That is 11.
11. On insight?
Yeah, I got +6.
How?
It's intelligence.
Insight, isn't
No.
it? That's investigation.
No, that's investigation. No,
Yeah, I was like, you have a
sorry.
-1. Even with expertise, you'd only have +3.
Yeah, no, I was looking at investigation. Yeah, I'll go with insight anyway. It's -1, so it's 4.
Yeah. Okay. Looking around, you can't tell or understand why, but you're drawing attention. Probably because you two both do stick out like sore thumbs, but there are a lot of people looking towards you. Mainly Genasi and Dragonborn.
Oh, I'm just gonna put my hood up and
Okay.
just not.
Mhm.
And hide in my cloak.
Mhm.
Okay.
Also, for reference on their Dragonborn, there is a wide variety between chromatic, metallic, and gem versions of Dragonborn. There is the full spectrum here.
That's really cool.
You alright there, Cat? You're putting your hood up.
Just everyone's looking.
Okay, Damian wants to check if this is the case and figure out who they might be looking at.
Okay, go ahead and make me a perception or insight check.
Will
Each will yield different results.
Insight or perception?
Mhm.
I'm going to do insight as well. That'd be an 8.
Okay. Looking around, a lot of people seem to be looking at Cat and Romulus, from what you can tell. The attention is being drawn, and as you do look around, you pick up the same things that Cat noticed, is that there are a lack of Centaurs and Minotaurs here. You also note a lack of most people who will be from the Beastlands.
Huh.
Very few Tritons, even few Tieflings to a certain degree. But Notably, there are few individuals that would come from Beastlandic territories. It's quite far into the Alliance, so it's understandable,
Yeah.
but it's drawing attention.
Maybe we need to get a move on to the tavern.
Welcome back, Simon.
I'm back. Yeah.
Let's
So-
go.
Hang on,
What's
Vinny's not drawing attention despite being a tiefling.
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
Probably because we've had.
Are there other
trapping.
small people?
No.
But
Notably,
you would
well,
be drawing
outside of...
attention just due to your natural stealth.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, that's true. Outside of children, no. There are no short people. Like, dwarves, maybe, but that's
No
a
halflings.
stretch. There's no halflings, no gnomes, no small folk at all.
Serious.
Interesting.
the question then becomes: can Kay pass as a child?
I mean, with his outfit, probably not, but with his stealth, definitely.
Could
Um,
be, you could be a child in fancy dress, for perpetual Halloween.
I mean, this entire
Halloween's a
time
way
I've
away.
been I mean, at this time I'm just sitting on Damian's head, and he doesn't realize. So
Well, that's interesting because I've just led my horse back and forth, and I'm probably back on horseback.
exactly, you're riding the horse, and I'm riding you.
It's a totem stamp. It's fine. Alright. So, and Simon, just so you get the general spectrum, because obviously you weren't here, there are quite a few humans, genasi, various bird folk, quite a few tabaxis, quite a few dwarves, a full spectrum of dragonborn, with notably the exception of white dragonborn, which you have yet to see yet, a few elves, which is out of the ordinary, half elves, and the occasional Goliath. But no Minotaurs, no Centaurs. And currently Cat and Romulus are drawing quite a bit of attention.
Is it a tension of disgust or curiosity?
I'll say make an insight check on that one specifically.
You roll higher than we have. Yes.
That is a 21.
21. Disgust. You very much pick up on the fact that a lot of people who are looking this way, most of them are individuals that you would, there's a lot of like humans and Goliaths looking their way. They're intrigued. Oh, Beastlandic folk. They don't come down this far this often. A few are being drawn attention by even Damian, who's a knight of Paloon. But the Genasi and Dragonborn are looking with disgust and revulsion at both Cat and Romulus.
Oh shit.
I see. I go over to Romulus. Actually, no. I jump from person to person to get on Romulus.
Who will obviously notice because he's currently being controlled by the DM. Yes, Ko.
If you can keep her calm. Some of these people don't like you too.
He looks around. He's going to inspect the area. What's his perception? I have no idea. I'm going to guess that he has proficiency in it, and he has a +1 normally, so that would be a 16. I think you're right. We better get a move on then and keep going. Try not to dally anywhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Get a
Good
move
plan.
on.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, let's try and get to a tavern first of all.
I have this funny feeling that a weight has been lifted from my head.
Yes. It's been. You felt, tired, but all of a sudden, it's just gone. So, you continue on your journey, heading down the next thoroughfare that would lead to the next window. As you are travelling, again, you are drawing some attention. A few individuals are kind of standing around and selling various things. One individual has what looks to be a large barrel of various fish, and is currently just trying to sell it within the thoroughfare to passers-by. A few come and go, picking up a few bits here and there. Kind of looks towards you a lot and goes, Hey, you looking to buy any fresh fish on your travels? Maybe you could eat some for breakfast or dinner. Still sun out.
Fish.
Kay is gonna go buy a whole fish.
I'm gonna go and buy a fish too.
All right, that will be 5 copper each, please.
Is he just selling raw fish?
Raw fish, yeah.
Okay, I'll pass for now.
Okay.
Kay is 100% down for raw fish.
Okay.
He's never tried fish, but he's
No,
gonna
5
try
copper.
fish.
5 copper.
Cool, I'm just gonna give him a silver.
Ah, very generous. Thank you very much. Good patronage to you all today.
Damian's just looking at the two who have bought it and thinking, what?
It's fish. I need to try fish. I've never had fish before.
Go over to Romulus. It's been ages since I had fish. Can we cook this up?
I can try. If they'll let me at the tavern.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
Well-
sure we can find a way.
You could try the sushi stuff.
Ah, I read this in a book before.
That's actually a fair point. You aren't able to cook.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. It's only just occurred to me after I brought it. I was gonna say, oh, we could always light it. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
no
you'll need to-
fire in this place.
It would
Burns
need
down.
to be cured and go from there.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have some minging fish at the end of this week.
I
Like-
mean, if you're not gonna eat it.
So are you saying that there aren't any fishmongers in this town? There's only fishmingers?
Yes.
Oh wow. That's
Amazing.
concerning.
No, it's not. And if you think too hard about it, is it concerning?
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Continuing on your way, you eventually reach the third of these cloud windows, which you see reaches up 9 full layers as it is getting close to the middle of the city. It's taken quite a few minutes to get here. You've been on the walk for maybe 10-15 minutes outside of, walking in past the first window. It is a good distance from one to the other, and there are carts travelling to and from. It is a bustling city. And you imagine there's quite a lot of population here, given that it's stacked quite high and it's still quite a wide city in terms of what it actually is. As you do move in, you reach your destination. You can immediately see what looks to be the outside of a very, very grand tavern and inn by the name of the Firefly Stacks. It is a beautiful painted wooden building compared to the rest of them, spanning 6 layers of this full central cloud window. You see that its front is currently sprawling with activity. Large number of small lanterns hang just within their windows, and you can see a large number of outside tables and chairs where individuals are sat enjoying meals throughout the day, and they are currently talking amongst one another. Large gutters running round and down past the Firefly Stacks itself, and along with all of these tiny lights that almost glisten like fireflies within its windows, seemingly giving it its name. You can see that the layers themselves seem to be divided up, with what looks to be a larger kind of expansive area at the bottom, and then it gets thinner as it gets closer to the top.
Well, I guess this is it. So, shall we go in and get some rooms? Or secure our rooms at least before we proceed to try and
Yeah,
hunt down the
let's-
guilds?
Always best to have a base of operations first.
Mm-hmm.
Is it from experience, Vinny?
Well, I mean,
I
logic.
don't know what you're talking about.
Well, if we get separated, at least we all can come back to one place.
Damian is just out, just sort of doing side eyes at Vinny as he starts walking in with the rest of the party.
Vinny's just like, I pretend I do not see it.
Ah, the better Vinny.
So, wandering towards the Firefly Stacks, the front door is clearly open, and you can see that there is not necessarily a hustle and bustle on the interior. The exterior is more alive than the interior is. But there are individuals sat inside, and you can see that individuals are having meals, they are drinking, and it is very warmly lit on the interior. Which layer do you go into, by the way? Each of the
Okay.
6 layers has a door.
So here's where my question's going to be.
Hmm.
How easy is it for me to access specific layers? Are there ramps or are
There
there
are
ladders?
There are ramps.
Okay.
There are ramps that go all the way up. The cloud windows seem to be very much accommodating for all mobilities, and they seem to be the main ways up and down to scale outside of the occasional ladder or walkway and stairs that goes up randomly scattered throughout the city from what you've seen so far.
Okay. Just needed to double check.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean,
Can we
I
roll
would
a
just-
d6?
I mean, I'd assume we'd go in on the floor that we're on. 'cause
I would
that'd be
assume so.
the main entrance. But the voice from the heavens is now like throwing a curveball.
I'm just asking for definition's sake, because each of them has different things.
Damn you, voice from the heavens! Damn you!
Number 4.
Well, I mean, if we enter at the bottom and that's wrong, we only have to climb up.
Yeah. Okay, let's work our way from the bottom upwards.
Okay.
I'm pro that.
Heading into the bottom layer here, you can see that this layer is more used than the rest. You can see the tavern, or the more of the tavern portion of whatever the Firefly Stacks is. You can see that tables and chairs have been scuffed and damaged to a certain extent. You can see that there are a number of holes that lead up into the layer above where chandeliers currently hang, beautiful convenience crystals laid out, giving off this amazing spectrum of what looks to be oranges, blues, greens and yellows within the interior. Quite a lot of money has been sunk into this place, but you can see that it is very, very popular. You can see that the interior could maybe house 100 patrons, maybe more at a time, on just this one layer. And as you otherwise are having a look around, you can see that there are a variety of people in here. And as you enter, a few do turn your way, looking and seeing you enter. Very clear that they aren't necessarily as welcome this time, with it being mentioned to Romulus from Damian that a Minotaur and a Centaur have just wandered into the tavern. You can see that behind the bar is a individual, currently has their back turned, kind of a what looks to be a mostly what looks to be a mostly bald head, for the most part, of kind of a deep grey and blue coloration as they're currently looking away and down. And a number of patrons are otherwise kind of sat around the central bar.
Okay, vote's going to the top one.
Okay, I mean, wouldn't it be the bar that we would go and talk about possibly getting a room?
It would seem to make sense to inquire there, at least.
Vinny, possibly is the most appropriate to go forward and ask out of all of us. I mean, I must look
Why-
out. Stick
Why's
out like a
that?
well, I must stick out like a sore thumb because apparently knights aren't overly common here, and well, you two have figured things out for yourself, and nobody will notice wherever Kay is. And I mean, this
Wherever
one's-
Kay is.
And Lloyd still has
And
loading
this one's
symbols
got
in place of
eyes.
eyes.
This one's got lots of eyes, so I think Vinny's probably the most ordinary looking for these people.
Actually, I think out of everybody, Kay would be the most ordinary looking person out of everybody in this place.
Will Kay voice this?
No,
Oh, okay.
Kay's not gonna voice that. but-
That just kind of says it all about our party, doesn't it? When Vinny is the most normal-looking character out of us all. What? We have 2 humans. Butts.
It's specifically this location, but yeah.
Just
Yeah.
out of interest, have Lloyd and I brought our horses in?
No. So where would you be putting your horses? Are you hitching them up outside? Are you
We're
setting
presumably
outside?
finding some stables to put them in.
I'll say in this instance, given the nature of this, you can make a choice. You can either go and find the stables with you and Lloyd going and looking for them,
Yeah.
of which you know that there are some at each entrance.
Okay.
You would have seen them on the way in, but you thought maybe there might be more on the way, more elsewhere, as it wasn't something you initially looked for and asked for immediately. So I'll say you can either go back and you can hitch your horses there and then come back here, which would be a 40-minute journey, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back.
Yep.
Or you can wait outside with your horses.
I think Lloyd and I are waiting outside of the horses then and waiting to see which floor they end up at deciding.
Okay. I will say
Right.
I say it will just be Lloyd waiting outside then. He'll hold on to both horses and he'll just be waiting outside with them.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll ask at the bar about rooms then.
Heading up to the bar, you can see that there are two individuals currently sat there. One seems to be kind of a darker blue, kind of pale skin, or a darker blue, what looks to be Genasi. Currently sat there, almost kelp-like hair, like swaying across the side of their head as they look over, and kind of shuffle to one side as you step up to the bar. And on the other side, it looks to be kind of this gruff-looking human who just kind of looks away and shuffles also as you approach the bar itself.
What time of day is it?
It's just reaching noon now.
Okay. Right. Good day, fellows.
Saying this to them.
Yeah.
Alright. The human kind of gruffs at you, and the Genasi doesn't say anything.
My companions and I were looking for rooms for the night, and your establishment came highly recommended.
The human... these are both patrons, by the way.
Oh, they're not at the...
No, they're at the bar,
Sorry,
but they're
I'm
patrons,
confused.
sorry.
Is this one behind the bar?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, they're currently turned away from you.
Okay. Can I try and get their attention then?
Yeah. How did you get their attention?
Well, I guess I'll start by calling over. Hey there.
The form otherwise straightens their back and turns, and you can now see the full visage of this character, which you immediately may have thought was a Genasi given the dark blue skin, but was deceptive as you turn and you see kind of this light yellow bead hanging in front of them, and a row of horrific teeth as an anglerfish triton turns towards you. Yes, how can I help you today? He takes like a few quick steps forward and gets not too close, but close enough. I'd like you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh my god.
Does Vinny let out a little poot?
+1, so 13.
13. Okay, you succeed the save. The light isn't too alluring to you.
Lovely to meet a Triton. It's like being back home.
Oh, really? Where would that be from?
Oh, up north by the coast.
Ah, where most Tritons hail from. So, what can I do for you, friend of the sea?
My friends and I were hoping to get rooms for the night. We inquired around for what places were good, and your establishment came up.
I can arrange for that. There wouldn't be accommodation for your four-legged friend as such, but I'm sure there would be rooms you can make do with.
Oh, no worries. We are adept at making do at this point.
Ah, excellent. That will be for 5 of you? Lloyd is currently outside.
6. We've one other.
Ah.
By the way, you don't happen to have stables, do you?
Not here, no. But there is a warehouse not far from here you could store them in. It's more pricey
trouble.
than the stables at the entrance, but it is a quicker jog.
Yes, that works. We'll make arrangements on our own in that case then. But yes,
cool.
6 rooms.
6 individual rooms. That will knock you back 4 gold, if you please. Unless you're looking for something more exclusive with en-suites, in which case you'll be looking at a more pricey 40 gold. Depending on the luxury you wish to keep.
Oh, I don't think we'd need anything like that. No, 4 gold is sufficient. Will that get us food as well?
That'll just be rooms. That is more pricey than what you're used to.
Yeah, that's quite expensive.
Usually rooms are 5 silver apiece, and you're getting 6 rooms, so it'd usually be 3 gold. And this is that's an extra gold on top.
Yeah, and no food.
And that's not including breakfast, which would usually be thrown in.
I'd like to know more, but I don't want to get us chucked out. So I think we should check in and then investigate later. Very well then. But you do serve food here.
Oh yes, of course. If you're looking for diner food and cheap drink, then down here is best. Otherwise, we do more professional cooking in the layer above. Given that you'll be buying one of the regular rooms, I'll put you on the 3rd floor.
That works. Oh, is there a system with the different floors? I notice it's
Yes.
layers.
The 3rd floor is for regular individuals who are travelers going to and from, ones who would prefer the cheapness as opposed to more expense. The 4th and 5th floor are for the same price, but they come with a slightly more expensive cost because they are more well guarded. And the 6th floor is for those who want luxury and the security of this establishment.
Security?
Yes, we have our own guards here. Our own militia. We are in agreement with the Golden Company. The Crusaders, sorry.
I'll bear that in mind.
I can't remember. Have you been told who the Golden Crusaders are yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were told in the place.
Starsight Camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Golden
Release.
the Golden Crusaders are a company of mercenaries who are dedicated to working for coin, but they are incredibly skilled. So the fact that this establishment has their constant patronage makes them possibly more secure than a lot of the noble houses that might have their own house guard around here.
May also explain the price.
Sorry, I've been passed out for the past couple of days. What's going on?
You are currently in a tavern inn known as the Firefly Stacks, and Vinny is currently getting you rooms so that you'll be able to have a place to sleep for the night. And then you will be reconvening with your plan in a moment once you've gotten your rooms. As a general note to get you caught up, the party went into a place which you don't know. You were with the horses with Lloyd, making sure Lloyd wasn't killed because he couldn't see anything. Neither could you, but oh well. And then
2 blind people are better than none.
Yeah, that's true. and from all that you know is that your party needs to catch up with you and Lloyd in general, but you need to the horses need to be parked somewhere, and you need to get your rooms to find a place to work from.
Yeah, we've got to apply the handbrake on the horse to make sure it don't roll away.
Yep.
Yeah, I suck at this parallel parking. Right.
And
You're
people are
inside with
disgusted
the
by our presence.
Oh yes, that is also a thing. In this city, people are you have been informed by Damian that people are disgusted by yours and Katz's presence. There are no
By
centaurs and
Damian?
minotaurs in here. No,
By
by
me?
Kay, sorry. Sorry, Kay let Romulus know that they were disgusted by yours and Kat's presence.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't give them any presents.
Mostly it's Genasi and Dragonborn who are despising of your presence in the city. Everyone else seems to be indifferent.
Oh, right, because they're so normal. Fucking racists.
It's not pick a fight with.
You just got here. No fighting. Wait, hold on. Can I eat them after?
If
I don't know.
Yeah, yes, I will allow you to eat them out.
All right, let's murder.
Wow, we were playing a very innocent and very good campaign. Now we're
And then
evil.
Harlan appeared.
So basically, we went D&D's equivalent of Cornwall. People that aren't normally from around here have come here. Everyone is shunning them, and then we're gonna be evil.
It's
Let's go!
it's like if you picked up the population of Sheppey and dumped it in Cornwall. That's
Yeah,
effectively
no.
the equivalent of what's just happened here, apparently.
Yeah, no, that feels pretty accurate.
There's got to be some sort of story behind this, but there's no way in hell Vinny knows what it is.
No. I'd actually say Vinny, no. Make me a history check. You're the only one who might,
Really?
because he's
I
old.
wouldn't.
He's old enough. That's the only
Oh.
thing. You're old enough that this was the only. You're the only one who could, in theory, know.
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
I think he knows.
That's a 24.
I'm going to send you a private message. The rest of you carry on.
Well, hang on. No, we're waiting for Vinny to.
No, okay. So, Vinny,
the
you
room.
complete the transaction for 4 gold.
Yeah, I'll hand over 4 gold.
Okay, he turns to you. Ah, excellent. Here are your rooms, and by all means, if you wish to get any food, please head to the layer above this one for that. But if you're just looking for cheap drinks, then down here is good for that. You all take care. And he kind of gives you a light wave. The kind of sleeves on his robe kind of falling down a bit as he readjusts himself. The angler light kind of bobbing in front of his head as he otherwise turns and goes back to serving a few people and getting a few more drinks and bottles ready.
Damian wants to talk to one of the patrons who's at a table.
Okay, I'm going to be typing a message to Simon, so can you talk amongst yourselves for a bit?
I'll be
So-
returning to the party with the keys.
Okay, did you have any explanation for why these people seem to dislike us so?
I just didn't like you. I don't know people.
Maybe they're not tourists. I mean, you know, you're a Centaur. He's a Minotaur.
But I assure you, I have never once stolen anyone's towel.
Hmm.
But have you brought luggage
Have
with
you stolen the soap?
Yeah.
No, I provide my own soap.
Did you drop the soap?
Yes, but everyone regretted it very quickly.
Did they drop? Did they drop soap?
God. Oh, jeez. Okay. I can only assume it's like I've never read about this in the books, but possibly wartime. Maybe something happened,
They could not handle my himbo thickness.
and that
Yeah, I'm sure I remember something about this, but it's on the tip of my tongue.
what's the thickness?
I don't think you want that, Vinny.
No, you don't. Definitely not on the tip of your tongue.
No, let's. Yes, you still
I
haven't
would-
even bought me dinner.
I would
so-
prefer we went on a date first before we get to that kind of thing, Vinny. You're a lovely fellow, but well, we hardly know each other.
No, I fully agree.
So, Cat, take the second dad?
You go, Vinny.
And so begins the shipping of campaign 2.
All because
no.
Damian the jobbing us.
Oh no.
All I can think of is like, you know that scene from Dirty Dancing where it's I had the time
Yeah.
of my life,
Yeah.
and like they're in the lake, and he does the holding them up with the swan sort of like leap thing.
Yeah.
That, but Romulus is doing the leaping, and Vinny is desperately trying to hold him up.
No, it's like perfectly graceful, and it like pauses, freeze frames, and does like the Mortal Kombat zoom in X-ray of Vinny's spine snapping.
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
He's missed you, Harlan.
Okay,
That
Chris.
escalated.
Chris,
Yeah.
you may not agree with me here, but I think Vinny deserves inspiration.
I will allow it. If he hasn't got inspiration, I'll give it. That is a very, very good image to be applied here.
Fuck
I'll
me.
give you and Romulus and Vinny, you can both have inspiration for that if you don't
thank
have
you.
it. And if you do
I-
have it, you can
I-
hand it off to somebody else who doesn't. Who's currently
I-
present.
I do
didn't,
have
so I'll
one,
take
and I don't think I deserve it. So if anyone else wants,
I don't have inspiration.
have inspiration, Kat. I think you're the most appropriate person for me to give inspiration to.
Okay.
So Vinny, you might know something why these two are kind of being shunned.
Yes, the shock just then brought it to the front of my mind. Yeah, Minotaurs are. Well, there's a quite a powerful clan back home. I'll be trying not to raise my voice too much as we're talking.
Also, you've headed to your rooms and you've got yourself settled in, so you can have this conversation in private.
Okay.
Yes, where I come from, the Shaggy Mains. They're a clan of Minotaurs. There was a civil war between them and the Genasi.
Right, and you would think
Not between the Genasi. There was a civil war between the other 4 clans and the Shaggy Mates because of what they did to the Genasi.
Right, okay. Well, I was
Shaggy
bound
Mates
to
did
miss a
some
couple
fucked
of
up shit.
details. Hmm.
Wait. So is this going to be one of those situations where they're going to be like fucking Minotaurs and like, hey, we beat the shit out of the Shaggy Manes for that. How many years ago was this?
30 years or so.
Would I have any context for this?
No, given what you understand, you were very much away from this when you were young, and you would never have been told this.
Mm.
Yeah,
You're,
this is a history.
you're
you wouldn't
not
know.
a Shaggy Man, are you? Romulus?
I don't believe so by any means, no. Unless I've really got my things mixed up, Chris.
No. By all
No.
by all accounts, you'd theoretically fall under 2 different houses, neither of which are Shaggy Mane.
Yes.
You fall under Graveshaker or Furcoat, I think.
Yeah, Furcoat is where I was raised. Graveshaker's arguably where I'm from.
Yeah.
Kind of. That it's weird.
Well, anyway, long
I-
story short, the Genasi were reverse decimated, so there's bound to be some resentment there.
Wait, what?
Mm.
They were reverse what?
reverse decimated. We grossly overpopulated them. What?
No,
We-
the 10% were the ones that survived.
Oh no! So
Oh.
only 10% of the Genasi that were in the area of this particular Minotaur.
Right.
group
So
people
I
were- right?
okay. I understand why they dislike us. Then, is there?
Why do they dislike Cat?
Oh, we're both beast folk. It's or beastkin. It's still
Oh.
a thing. We're part of the same thing.
Damian looks at Romulus, then looks at Cat, and just raises an eyebrow in very much confusion. You don't look the same.
My clan was one of the other members of the other clans.
Yes.
Oh,
We're all tied in this together as
Mm.
Icelandic folk.
the clans aren't just Minotaurs?
Nope.
No, there's several different clans.
Centaurs.
Skin shifters, centaurs, minotaurs.
Various
Goliaths.
other interesting folks. Goliaths. Yes.
Yes, Goliath. I'm trying to think of like, no, where are you?
No, there's one. Yeah, the one more was Goliaths. Yeah.
So your people from where you come from are organised in clans, and it doesn't matter about races. You're just all congregated together, just like here in the Alliance, but not the same types of people as in the Alliance. Correct?
I'd say, Damian, the best example that you could probably think of an association with is your association with the Ironmongers. Although you are technically just distant cousins, people can associate the two. One is a group of individuals who keep the law and under oath. The other ones are a group of people who keep the law effectively under oath, but with a bit more brutality involved. So you get banded together even though you're completely different groups.
So it's just a complete misunderstanding, and they have nothing really to do with one another at all, but they kind of do.
Okay, so basically the actions of a few of Beastlandic folk have forever tarred the interpretation and perception of other Beastlandic folk, because we are all tarred with the same brush.
Oh, I see. So basically all of these people are racist.
No, yes, but
Okay, it's
I-
true, but they're justified in their reasons. When you think the things that have been done to their people, and it's hard to specify specifically, like, who each clan was, who was this, who was that. So they're probably just looking as all of that is bad because the whole ordeal really messed up their species.
So they're just xenophobic against thick people who are Beastlandic, but not their kind. Okay.
yes. It should be noted that we dealt with the Shaggy Manes after that.
You dealt with the genocide people.
Yeah.
What exactly did happen? Because I know we turned on them, but I don't know.
You don't
The
know the
clan-
specifics.
Kat knows some, doesn't she? Because we covered
Mhm.
this.
You know
The
some of
clans-
it. You didn't know the beginning of the war, you just knew the conclusion of it.
So basically, long story short, is if I recall correctly, I think the clans united to take them down.
Correct. Yeah. The 4 other clans united together to take down the Shaggy Manes. When they did so, that gave the Hammerhorns their name, because they now wear the horns of the Shaggy Manes who turned against the Origin.
Still think that that's rude as shit, but fine. I don't go around with like a fucking centaur hoof clippity cloppy like walking stick, do I?
You've killed centaurs?
Not yet, but in that circumstance, I absolutely would have.
I mean, you do run around with the skins of rats that we've killed.
Yes, I've been fashioning what I like to call a papoose out of braided rat skin. Very useful for carrying small creatures and plenty of delightful snacks. For example, here, cat, have a snack. I pull from this impromptu papoose a delicious snack.
Oh, also, Romulus, as a just to catch you up, because this is something which may be of relevance, your contraband was removed at the door due to a random encounter. No, none of yours, because you obviously had already given up the keg, which would have got you immediately arrested. But Kat gave over the blood crystals, and you no longer have them. Due to a random encounter that one of your party members rolled, the guards inspected you all, well, 4 of you, and the one with contraband unfortunately got brought into the mix.
Oh, that's not good.
They took my mushrooms.
They took some of them.
They took my mushrooms.
In all fairness, it could have gone much worse. We could have been in a lot more trouble. But I managed to I was honest and told them, and as you well know. But, yeah, otherwise, yeah.
It is certainly unfortunate, as I'm sure we had some use for them, but we will learn
Yes.
to hide things better.
Yes and no. I mean, it's not the sort of thing I'd have ever planned to want to ever use, because it's made of, people or living creatures.
I assure you, making things made out of people are very reliable.
That's not necessarily true, though, Kat. It's not necessarily made of people,
Well, that's right. It can also be made of other living things.
like trees.
Of interest, Romulus, you said that
Or
you
the
could fit.
French.
Oh, okay, then in that case, yeah, I was going to use them.
Wow. You could fit small people in here.
Hmm?
You could fit small people in the papoose? Is that right, Romulus?
I have some small treats in my papoose, or small people.
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting. Would Kay be able to fit in there? Looks at Kay. If you can find Kay.
Okay,
Make me a
what?
perception
what?
check. Okay, make me a stealth check with disadvantage because you aren't trying.
Well,
Just to give him a chance.
I'll be honest. I came up with the papoose as a thing. I've not actually made a crafting check of any sort for
oh
this,
god.
so
you
we're
ruined
gonna
my
we're gonna see how poorly
What's
this
the
goes.
total of that actually?
Hang on, what was I looking for? Perception.
Perception versus K because you're in a confined room and K is not attempting to hide.
It was a 21.
Uh,
21.
Yeah.
Very
I
well.
got a 12.
Yeah. So in this instance, you aren't necessarily trying to hide, so you are easier to spot. But you are also on the back of on Romulus's shoulder, so.
Looking directly at Romulus. Oh, hang on.
A papoose is not required. However, I do believe a harness could be created.
Oh, I'm sure there must be some rats in this city. I mean, there's rats everywhere.
No, for a harness, I'm going to need dog tendons.
No! No!
Or larger. Larger is
bad-
also fine.
bad
We could-
Romulus.
If it's a really small bag,
Mm.
does it require a smaller dog?
No, that's a bag would.
Harness, not bag.
Yes, a harness. I'm only there for the tendons, so the size of the dog doesn't matter as long as it's above a basic size, like about beagle or larger. It's fine. But anything smaller than that, and it would be no good.
A bagel?
No, beagle. I suppose you could eat one on a bagel. But you need a very large bagel.
Do they sell cream cheese here?
Lloyd rejoins the conversation as he has returned from taking the horses to the warehouse and has promptly spent 10 gold for both horses to be kept there for 5 days.
Jeez.
Ah, Lloyd, you've returned from the war.
Yes. He sits down.
So, on the note of Lloyd's return, how much did it cost for your housing of the horses?
10 gold,
10 gold.
which I
And is that
removed
for
from his
one night?
inventory. That's for 5 nights. 1 gold
5
per
nights.
horse.
And it's 4 gold to stay here for how many nights?
6
One.
people for a day.
6 people a day.
Kat, are you
Now-
thinking of what I'm thinking?
It is actually cheaper to stay there, yeah. But
The conditions are far worse though because you are literally going to be sleeping on hay.
actually, considering we've just slept on a mountain and slept in fields, I think hay is actually quite a nice alternative.
I mean,
to mountain.
the 10 gold is effectively 1 gold per horse per day. And that's
Perfect.
including horse feed, which is hay, which you don't eat, and
have you
a
ever
stable
tried?
pen where they would be.
Fair. But no, where I was actually going with this thing was, we're going to run out of money fast. Depending on how long we plan to stay here, as everyone seems to have some degree of task, which Romulus will catch you up on in a second.
Mm.
Everyone has some degree of a task in this place. We could be here a while.
Lloyd
We're
raises
going to
his
need
hand.
to get an income.
Lloyd raises his hand. I can keep us afloat for a bit, given I haven't been here to object to this. But I have some money that I can spare, so we can stay here a few days if we can get money from another source.
Alright.
He has some gold and he hasn't been here to spend it, so I'm going to spend it for him at this point. Sorry,
Okay, so-
sorry, Infernal. I know you're not watching this back, but you know.
Okay,
You should watch
so
this back, Infernal.
Kat, I
Thank you.
You
trust
should be the
your
one to tell him.
uh,
Tell
Kat,
him why.
I trust your more sociable nature than myself. Can you think of a way that we could convince the populace of this place of our good intentions? At least enough of them so that we are not too negatively affected by their entirely justified prejudices.
I mean, I haven't really got any experience in this. I mean, in theory, if we can prove to them we don't want to do any, or we're not planning on doing bad, and we are here to help. So maybe do things around town, help, be seen helping or willing to. Maybe, but I mean, it would be a very, very, very long process. Like, normally you'd have authoritative figures and people in a much higher position to work on this sort of stuff. Not just to, let's be honest here, me and you, here, they'd be trained to represent their species. We're not trained.
There's a knock at
What
the
was
door.
that?
Hello?
Damian has got his hand on his mace, and he's just going to go towards the door and open it gently,
Okay. As you open
But
it
keeping-
gently,
keeping the mace sort of hidden behind the door.
you can see it looks to be kind of this maybe young adult kind of human. She wears otherwise this it seems to be just the general uniform for this place, a kind of a dark black overalls, kind of white and orange kind of shirt and trousers underneath, and kind of looks over and goes, messages for this room according to a Damian and Vinny.
Will be me and
And me.
Here you go. And she hands you 2 scrolls.
many thanks.
Enjoy your stay. Nods and kind of runs back down the hallway.
Turns out they're spell scrolls of Meteor Swarm, and by accepting them, you just activated them.
That's a
not
great trap. I'm using that in the future at some
Oh,
point.
no. Like imagine like a time delay of like a minute, and you're just there like going, oh, this just says run.
A
That's
minute? Come on, let's
Don't
be real.
worry.
You could do it in less than 6 seconds because the blink spell
no.
exists.
No, you absolutely could. But what I'm saying is like have it be just a little bit delayed, so that
So
they
they
have the
don't
moment to think
guess.
about it, and then just be like, oh, what's going on then?
Yeah.
Oh
no.
no.
Okay, so who's going to open theirs first?
Well, I'm here first by the door, so I guess I'll open mine as I hand it over to Vinny.
Would you
You
like
have his one.
Would you like me to send yours to you and you read it out, or would you prefer me to send it to the group and you read it out?
Send it to me and read it out. I'll read it out.
Okay. And Vinny, I will send yours to you personally as well.
Okay.
I'd better add this into my letters folder, so you'll have to bear with me 1 second.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
This is session 31.
Yes, it is. It is indeed session 31, and in 9
Session
more
31.
sessions there'll be another
The
storyteller's account to tell people what happened if they need to catch up, which I'll probably send to Infernal.
Zaker's Crossing. Okay.
Yeah, Infernal's just having technical issues recently, so nothing of his fault. Although forgetting your keyboard and mouse when you're moving home with a computer does seem a little bit counterproductive, but who am I to judge? I've never moved house before, so...
Okay, so my scroll. I've unfortunately had some issues calling this one in for debt. If you could show up and wreak some havoc with her stock without laying too much damage on my debtor, that would be wonderful. Her name is Avesta. She's a half-elf with an attitude, and to be backstabbing my clients, I sent her. Make an example of her for me. Take your time, and don't worry about bodies. Just don't kill her, and bring proof. The scroll contains directions to a target location.
The target location seems to be somewhere within the city on the first layer.
Did you just read that out loud?
Yes.
What do you mean, don't worry about bodies?
If we kill somebody, it's okay.
No, it's not!
Okay, so Cat will be left behind for this mission. That's fine. Cat, I hear there's a good warehouse you could spend the next night whilst we do this one. I'm sure somewhere as well there will be some apples for sale.
Oh, one thing which I did miss from the bottom of each of yours is it says the agency at the end.
Oh, well, yeah.
Wow, just wow.
Does it automatically burn up?
No.
Damn.
Nope. This is going into my backpack. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be. Does it give an actual location for this place?
Yes, it shows the target locations and directions to it.
Ah, okay. I
Yeah.
guess I'm heading towards this place. Although we need to find some maps. Vinny, what does yours say?
Hmm.
It says drop the cutlery and then.
No, that was Vinny putting down the knives he'd picked up in preparation.
Yeah, I heard bodies.
Bodies?
I found something special for you. There is a client of mine who has been slighted by another competitor. I would like you to steal an object back from them. I specified back as it was my client's and was supposed to go up for auction, but the target, Pollitt Brew, a gnome of highborn nature, but he's a real ass. I think stealing from a thief would be within your parameters. Try not to shed any of his blood. His family is rich and will hunt you down. Alternatively, leave no witnesses. The scroll contains directions to 2 target locations, one marked as the auction house, the other his cloud house in town, and an image of the item in question, which I will show to the party, is a necklace carved like a spiked mouth.
Cat, I have had a thought. We should be in contact with our own guild.
I was also thinking that. We also need to go to the Pioneers Guild and get
Get a
maps.
map or two. Yeah.
Maps cost gold to get, notably.
Yeah, I'm fully
And
aware.
as you are both still in the appraisal stage, they are going to cost more because they are not sure. They need compensation in case there's deaths.
We'll probably have to take some work then to cover the costs.
We do. We need to accept a quest from our guild. We've got the information. I believe it's still in the bank.
I
No, we've
believe
got
so.
information. We've just got to accept it, but got to
Yeah.
take the money out from the
You
bank.
got to take the
accept
money
it.
out from the bank to then accept it, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
given
we
it
must
gets
do so.
taxed, the money will come out and be taxed, and then you have to send it back in, which will also be taxed.
This feels fucked up, but alright.
It's how it
know.
works. Thank Burn
When
for
we-
that.
When we find the person that created this, we can cause
We will-
anarchy and
We will
crush
end-
their
We will destroy their system.
crush their
Communism
little
will
work.
win.
Oh.
Hashtag socialist Romulus.
You
Look,
got my
if-
vote.
when we get to near the end of the campaign, I can do a PvP where it's everybody but Lloyd versus Burn.
Everyone, but we'll lose.
Tonight they know.
No, this will be a fun thing. It won't be like a serious canon. It will just be
One
fun.
second. Ah, shit.
Not even
Shit.
Rook stood up against Burn. He got blown to pieces.
Well, you better hope you're overpowered by the end of the campaign. Then
Looks at Cat Cake P. Yeah. Yeah. Overpowered.
takes a single shot, dies instantly. Well, bye guys.
Okay.
Don't worry. Big boy Romulus is gonna have some fucking fun.
Okay. So on the note of what we're gonna do, so should we all head to the Pioneers Guild now? Me and Romulus are gonna have to head to our guild known only as I can never remember this. I always have a mental block at it. And I write it on. That's the one. How do I even forget that? I'm gonna write. Oh, it's in my notes already. Look, it's right there.
Sorry, run that by me again just to make sure I've got it perfectly right.
Okay, so shall we go to the Pioneers Guild and all of us retrieve maps, and then me and you need to go to the Cataloguers Guild to accept our next quest. While this lot, I don't know what are your lot plans.
Has your name in it.
Shut up.
Right.
Literally, shut up.
As a general note, these missions are to be done as a team. They aren't
Yes.
things that can be done on their own.
No, which is why I was like, does anyone else have any other plans? It's not.
Well, I do, but I think I'd better sort this out first.
Well, what your mission? I mean short-term plans, like anything you need to do while in the city before we head
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I do.
These missions are
Vinny does
notably in
too.
the city.
Okay.
Both of them are.
Any small little things you need to do?
I
Small.
can set up one of the things just quickly. I've got to say hello to somebody for where these scrolls came from. I'm just gonna ask a question to them as well. But that'll be all, and then we can leave to the pioneers again.
Okay. So
Hmm.
let's just clear this up before we all head out to do what we've got to do. Romulus, we've met some people down in the alleyways. And
Right.
he can give people information of what it is they seek or pursuing, but we have to do a task for him, which is what these two have got their tasks.
And Kay lingered in there,
They
apparently,
lingered in there?
but we've got no idea what Kay's up to. But yeah, I'm sure Kay can deal with it.
I am willing to support any of my allies in whatever they may be doing, as long as it doesn't involve doing anything inherently negative to the Genasi or Dragonborn population of this city, for I think rather obvious reasons.
I
Just-
agree. Also
On
killing.
my side,
The optics would be very bad.
this could be interesting on my side if there happened to be any Genasi around Avesta's place. But yeah,
The task was to cause
we can just you know,
chaos and break
yeah,
some
but
stuff.
they might.
I
Some people
assure
might
you.
fight back. So if they're Genasi, we just name them, right?
No, look, if they are there, we
Damian, you're the lawful good one.
yeah.
Hey, look,
Just like-
you suggested not killing them. I'm just saying, I was said don't worry about bodies. If I'm not killing them, that I might have to take them out in some way or another. I may have to just maim them or knock them unconscious.
May
I'm
I
just
suggest,
saying.
Just as a,
Damian?
I was going to say, as a rule, for a rules purpose, I'll let you continue in a moment, Romulus. There is something known as subdue damage. You can declare it on a controlled attack. This is done in melee attacks only. Anything that is done in melee is considered controlled. That means if the damage would take them beyond 0, they are knocked down to 0 hit points and are stable as they are knocked unconscious.
Gotcha. That'll be helpful.
So that will, and you can always go, okay, I'm always going to be doing subdue damage for this combat. And you're allowed to just say that, and it will be permanent.
Okay, cool. That would work.
I assume that it is possible to get ranged weapons to do subdual damage, but you got to specifically get them.
You can use ranged weapons for it. However, it's a lot harder to do because you've got to say you're aiming for particular body parts, like say for example a leg, but it's not going to knock somebody out. Ranged weapons, which are like, oh, I'm aiming for someone's chest, but I'm doing subdue damage, means that okay, the arrow just went straight through their, straight through their chest, through their lung, and they're knocked unconscious, but they're bleeding out. Same with magic. There's no easy way to control anything at range. You can't use a flat end of an arrow to do damage.
Boxing
But you
glove
could get a
arrow
blunt
time.
arrow.
You could, but then you're going to be doing blunt force trauma depending on where you're aiming it. Because if you're aiming for the chest, it's not going to do that much anyway. But still, I get the point. But using ranged weapons is far harder to do subdue damage with, and spells it's impossible.
All right. Damian, what I wanted to say is this.
Yeah.
Am I correct in thinking that your designated task here is to cause chaos, disarray, and property damage?
Yes. But not too much, without laying too much damage on the debtor. But yes.
I assure you, if there is one thing I am good at doing, it
Ah.
is causing these things with very little seeming of it being intentional.
Bull China shop. Is that what you're saying?
What's
Alright,
a
You
China
can't
shop?
say that. I can say that. You can't say that.
It is true.
But yes,
Damien's just got a right smile.
We're also going to have to take into consideration that even just simple little bit of damage like that, depending on who's going to see it, depends entirely on massively, really, the impact on our presence here. We've got to be really careful. Even if the Genasi don't see us, If word of mouth goes round saying, "Oh, did you see that or the Minotaur was up at the farm recently, he trashed the farm," more people are going to hate us. We've got to be careful.
I was more leaning towards that bumbling idiot.
That's still not down to. I get what Kat's saying, but then again, I don't see an alternative because it's a good story.
Right. How about me and Kat act as distractions rather than as active participants?
Can you juggle?
I can try.
If you could like juggle rat skins, that would be perfect.
I feel like. Can I? What would I roll to roll an awareness check for whether that would have bad optics from anyone watching?
Bad optics in what manner? Like the people might not like you.
Am I going to worsen how the Genasi and Dragonborn think of me if I'm seen juggling rat skins?
Probably an insight check with disadvantage because it's honestly I'm not sure.
I don't want to answer this. Oh, I was almost an 18 and a 19. That would have been so good.
I would have been so good, and I would have had to be forced to answer this question. You don't know.
It's still a 9, which I think is decent.
I'll say contextually, maybe. Otherwise, there's no way to tell. Some person might really like rats and then be really offended and spread rumors. Or maybe they hate rats and it will buff your street cred. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to go for other apples in this city.
Yes.
I will locate apples, and I will attempt to do things with apples.
Okay. Note that once you go on your walk wherever you're headed, rather than now, just because obviously you're still discussing stuff.
Well, I need to go downstairs and locate somebody to say hello, and I just want to ask them to see if they can pass on a message to somebody. But other than that, it'll be good, or is there other things that we need to discuss?
Are we engaging in illegal activities?
When aren't we?
I don't think you can be in.
Never!
I don't.
No, we've committed a lot of crime.
I mean, look, you splattered a rat.
I did not.
The party has engaged
bullshit,
in murder,
finest.
smuggling of drugs, and illegal crystals.
I had no parts of this. I was just interested in mushrooms.
I don't think I murdered anybody either. I've just
Murder.
yeah. Who have we murdered?
The rat.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is that Pat has committed an illegal murder
Against rat kind.
against rat kind, and against pipe kind. Don't forget the damage dealt to the pipe. Was it
No,
the
that
other way round?
pipe beat me.
Yep. That's true. That is vandalization. 1,000 gold bounty added to cat from Whiterun.
Come on!
From pipes.
So hold on, is it a 5,000 gold bounty for murdering the rat?
Yeah.
Well, I'm never going home. So, Beastlands is out of bounds for us now. We can't go north at all.
Do you want to live here?
No, I don't. They hate us. I don't want to be here.
I've got a nice florist shop you could stay at.
Okay, all right. First things first. Let's all just split and go do what we've got to do. You need to go see someone. Me and Romulus need to go and find a bank around here.
So we need to, that's a point. If I go downstairs and I say what I need to say, I'll ask about a bank and then we'll go there. And then we'll go to the Pioneers Guild. You want to go to the Cataloguers Guild, I'm aware of that. I guess we'll wait outside and then...
Well,
are we doing Vinny's first or mine?
Well, I need to do a decent amount of scouting for mine. Come up with a
Okay,
plan.
so you need more time, but I probably don't. So I guess myself? I guess we wreck this place this lady's place?
What's the time?
I'll say, given you've just found the rooms, it's probably midday.
Okay.
If she's not a Dragonborn or a Genasi,
She's a half
I
elf.
could attempt
She's a
to
half-elf.
seduce her and,
What? How about we
and
start?
distract her from the damage you cause.
How about we start the tasks tomorrow? Well, we don't really know our way around this place yet.
Okay, we can study the maps and we can work out where we're going. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Which,
Take some time to make some plans. Yeah.
yeah.
And I can gather my required items.
Okay,
Yes,
so
that's true.
I'm going to put in an order of operations here, just so they know what's going on.
What's going on?
So we have, and we'll do this just before we go to break, and then we'll have a quick break and come back and start working through this. So, first thing on the list: find Bank of Iron. 2, head to Pioneers Guild. 3, head to Catalogers Guild. 4/others get apples. Romulus.
I will be requiring other bits and pieces, but apples are the main one.
Okay, get apples/more, and we'll get to that when we get to that. Anything else people would want to do during this time?
Just me talking to a certain person I was asked to talk to downstairs by the agency.
Talk to someone downstairs.
Oh, I'm assuming they're downstairs. It's a guess, but based on description and the name, then it seems about right.
Yeah.
I'll
How
probably have
much? Sorry, go on.
I probably had to deal with a wisdom saving throw.
How much time are you planning to cover with this segment?
This particular segment, it will just be a going from one to the next to the next. So it will be a matter of after you've hit the Catalogers Guild, I'll then get into the point of what do you want to do for the day. And so this will probably take 1 to 2 hours, depending on how well your investigations go, to find the Pioneers Guild and the Catalogers Guild.
Okay.
So yeah, there will be some ups and downs here. We'll have to see.
I'm
But yeah.
likely to probably add some advantage to those rolls because I'll probably be asking.
Yeah, and with the asking of questions, we'll be able to work with. I'm just trying to get the order of operations down just to try and streamline it a bit in case you want to start on wrecking Ivesta's joint.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Did we have a map of the city, by the way?
Not yet.
No.
That's what we're going
Okay.
to get.
That's
in
what
the
the
Pioneers
Pioneers
Guild.
Guild is for. Yeah.
Right. Perfect.
Is it specifically the city you'd be looking for?
At present, I think yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming that
a map
we're
of
not.
the city and
It was
the
the
area
city
south
and
of it as
surrounding
well.
areas. We're
surrounding,
hoping to
yeah.
expand our map of the area and get a map of the city.
So we're after 2 maps.
Mhm.
One of the city's layout so that we can find the places, and the other is for the city and surroundings.
Yeah.
Just like what we've got at the top right for Trendor's Rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I've added that to my notes. Okay. We'll take a quick few-minute break here then, so people can go and top up on their drinks, get their snacks, and sort themselves out. And we will be back here in a few moments to carry on. And Damian, I will start this once you are back because you are going to be going through it first.
Yeah. All right.
Very brief question,
Oh.
Chris. But,
Go for it.
can be off screen, doesn't matter. But
Breaks are on stream.
Oh, okay. Is there a proportion of unwealthy or poor or homeless people in this city?
Yes, well, I will say you do not necessarily understand the demographic that you've seen so far, but going into the city, you've seen a lot of working class individuals. Individuals who would be having jobs, going out, doing work, whatever that may be. You know that there is a thoroughfare that runs through, and there are beggars. However, so far, you've only really encountered one real one who's kind of spoken to you, and they ended up being attached to an intelligence agency, which potentially nods to there being more of a network with using beggars as a guise. You're not sure. Other than that, when you went into the dark alleys, you couldn't see. So it was hard to say. But other than that, there's not really that much. The only thing that you know of is there is a city below this one that is connected to this city through a series of hanging cages, which lower you up and down with winches.
And to confirm, running a business without a license is a problem.
You're not sure.
Presumably. Well, it generally is, but
Generally, yeah.
And generally, if someone was to give something away for free, that doesn't count as business, does it?
Not necessarily, but again, it's one of those you aren't sure of the law specifics in this particular sense.
All right, noted.
Yeah, the Zaker's Crossing is the last front of the Alliance, from what most of you would understand. Anything south of here is independent. They broke off during a war several years ago.
All right, I will see what I can find then.
Okay. Right, we'll go on break. Be back in a minute.
Are you heading off Harlan?
Take that as a yes.
Okay.
What was that? What was that?
Are you heading off somewhere?
In out of game or in game?
No, quick. Are you gonna go get a drink? We've got our four
Yeah,
quests that we've got to choose.
Yeah.
One of them.
I mean, like, run them by me again.
They're in our little sub chat that we had
They
with
are
you
in
and
our little
Chris.
sub, aren't they? The miss scrolly. Okay.
I mean, looking at this, two of them are going to be fucking with the great houses, which I think is going to be a bit of a problem to start with.
Where are we currently? What is our exact location?
We are currently banging Zaker's Crossing.
Then one of the Zaker's Crossing ones seems like the best bet.
Featherfall Gorge is the gorge that's underneath Zaker's Crossing. There's the elevators that go straight to it.
I don't know where Felder is though.
I don't know where that one is. I think that one's pretty much ruled out because we don't know where it is. But
I would actually be interested in talking to the great houses. I think if any, like, it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be interesting.
okay, then in that case, then
I do think that the sightings of a leathery winged form near the end of Featherfall Gorge, that's one that's probably the easiest for us, though.
yeah, because they were talking about the party were interested in going down into Featherfall Gorge. So
That could. Do we have to choose just one, really?
I think we can activate multiple, but
we've
they
gotta
each of
complete
these
them
cost
otherwise.
gold to activate. I think it's
Each of them
50
cost
gold to
gold.
activate
Oof,
one.
that's more than I'd like. I know we've got some money in the bank, but
150 in the bank.
yeah. Is
My
that each
plan.
or together?
No, that was together. My plan was to take out the 150. I thought using 50 to activate one of them. Then I was going to use the 100 and then 50 of my gold and potentially 50 of your gold to make the amulet. Keep you safe.
I mean, remember, like, I am buff as shit.
True. It's true.
I'm back.
I mean, I now have a nice spicy 50 health, generally, which I think is like at least how many times more than yours?
Twice my health.
Yeah, so it's pretty decent.
These
but,
quests,
yeah,
Chris, just to double check.
Which ones?
Can we only have one active at the same time at a specific time for the catalogs guild?
No, you can take as many of them as you want. It's just if somebody else completes them first, you don't get the money for it.
Oh, okay.
You don't get any refund. Because these are quests that other people are potentially doing as well, so it's only ones that you would really think you can do. Because you can't turn around and say, oh no, we can't finish these quests, because if you do that, they're going to go, okay, well, you paid for it, so other teams have gotten it as well, so we'll see if they can do it.
I'm back.
So our best bet will probably be go with one that we think is achievable. 'Cause we're competing potentially against other catalogers.
Yeah. Just as a general note, they give them to teams that they think can do it or are in the area. And if you remember from a discussion we had a while ago, the Catalogers Guild are based in Zaker's Crossing, but they aren't officially based in Zaker's Crossing, so they don't have to pay tax.
Oh, we're one of those organizations.
all of the guilds do it because Zaker's Crossing is within the Alliance, so they get the benefits of being a guild, but then they don't have to pay anything because Zaker's Crossing is independent. It's the best place to set up commerce, and it's done this specifically.
Yeah, it's a tax haven.
It's a tax haven, yeah, for everybody. Everybody.
I mean, that's good for us in certain ways. Yeah. Sorry, we're discussing the stuff. I do need to actually grab a drink now.
Yeah, so do
Yeah,
I.
no, it's fine. You guys go do that. I've got my Jamie back, so I can.
My Damian.
My Damian.
Excuse me, you cannot have ownership to me despite us all existing in your mind.
Look. You all exist in my mind. You are not paying rent for this space. You will do as I command. So, Damian. You head downstairs.
Yes. I am looking for a certain person who I probably noticed Vinny was talking to at the
Yes.
bar. I'm taking a good guess here based on the
Mhm.
name. So
Okay.
I'm going to approach the bar, presumably still in armor with gauntlets on, which is going to look really weird. But you
Yep.
know, let's see what happens.
That's fine. Okay. You head over, and you can see the other individual is currently cleaning up after a few people. They've otherwise left. Midday has passed, but there seems to be a lunch rush that's come in from on the second floor, and you can see that as this is going about, the kind of anglerfish Triton is currently busy cleaning up, but then kind of turns to leave as you kind of come up to the bar. Oh, I'm just moving up to the next floor. They need my assistance there, and one of my others will be taking over if you want any drinks.
Oh no, I think I'm looking for you. Is your name Nightlight?
Yes, who's told
Ah.
you?
I was asked to say hello from a sort of quietens voice. The agency?
Ah, you're friends of them. That explains the
We-
letters.
We are acquaintances, shall we say?
Ah, well, it is a pleasure to meet you too.
I just wish to ask something. If you or any of your acquaintances might be able to aid in a request.
Depending on the information, I may not be able to give it up if you're working with the agency.
Information. Just would you be able to arrange a meeting, clandestine, at some point, say 2 days' time?
With the agency?
No, with somebody in the city.
Who did you have in mind?
His name is Leo. I just want to talk.
Can't say I've heard that name before.
Maybe under different names, but if you could reach out.
I can certainly try, but I can't guarantee anything. And of course, such a meeting will cost, especially if it's being held within my venue.
It would not necessarily be in your venue. I would inform you if you are able to arrange such a meeting and where it would be.
Given I do not know the person, and if the agency holds the information for who you're looking for, then I would not be the one to go to.
Okay. Well, if happens that you hear of such a person, I don't need to know where he is. Just if you hear of him and you know a way to contact him.
Of course. I'll let you know, provided you're still staying in your rooms by then.
Oh, of course.
I believe you've only paid for one night.
At present, I believe that's the case.
Well, do let me know if you would like to stay longer. Those rooms will be bought out by midday if you do not show up if you do not vacate the building.
We will endeavour to if we decide to, of course.
Of course.
Been a pleasure talking to you, Nightlight.
You too. And otherwise moves past and up.
Okay, I'm going to join the rest of the gang out the front.
Okay.
I assume.
Okay.
Have returned.
Yep. You join up with the rest of your crew out the front, and the rest of you have all convened and ready for your for where you are going next.
Damian never asked.
So, how do you intend to find the Bank of Iron?
Look for the biggest, shiniest, stupidest building.
The most obnoxious building that. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
Sorry, I thought I muted.
It's fine.
I just looked at that.
Okay, so just looking around.
As Damian walks out,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna. Shall I do this? Yeah, hell, why not? Damian's going to see anybody who is perhaps walking in,
Mm-hmm.
and if so, he's going to approach them, but not necessarily in a polite way.
Oh, shield up, mace out.
No, just sort of like, I mean business. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay, roll me your choice of intimidation or performance for this. As you approach one individual who seems to be coming in just from a drink, the individual looks like they've been... they've otherwise just they're having a relaxing day. They're coming here for a light meal or drink, and they've just come down to the second level. See how busy it
The
is.
Intimidation.
Okay.
Oh,
Natural
it's a
20.
26.
Okay. Okay. You see before you what looks to be kind of this older gentleman dragonborn as he otherwise wanders up. Kind of a dark black scales with these kind of three twisted horns. One which comes from almost the very crest of his head, and the other two which come from either side of the eyebrow and curl outwards and then forwards. With the one on the back of the head curving down and back. As he otherwise wanders in, you approach him in almost not necessarily in an intimidating manner to scare necessarily, in more of an authoritative manner.
Yeah.
He goes, everything all right, officer?
I require some information for locations of buildings.
Oh, of course. Anywhere that I might know, I can tell you.
The Bank of Iron?
You'll find the Bank of Iron on the second sky cloud window. I believe it's on the 3rd floor. There is also another one at the other end of Zaker's Crossing, on the 1st cloud window, on the southern side.
And the Pioneers Guild.
Pioneers Guild, I can't say I know. I'm just a merchant, I'm afraid. Most guilds tend to hang out in one of the cloud windows or on the lanterned hallways.
Thank you. Have a pleasant day. Tone just completely changes.
You too.
Just wanders off.
And kind of looks confused and like a little bit stressed as he goes into the 1st floor. You coming out to meet the rest of your companions.
Hi guys. So the Bank of Iron's on the 2nd floor of the 2nd window. If that's of any help to you.
This is just yeah. Okay. 2nd floor of the 2nd window. Let's go.
Second floor, second window, second room on the right, with the second set of doors that lead to the second room that's through the second hallway or something.
I mean,
I think
as
it's got the
Jamie, I'm pretty sure that Chris said it was the 3rd floor. But Kat doesn't know this, so 2nd floor on the 2nd window it is.
Okay, you're leading the way there?
Yeah, Damian's gonna just purposely stride his way there, just not without a second thought.
Okay,
A second.
okay.
Yeah.
You travel...
Yes, let that himbo energy take you where it will.
Okay. I would like you to roll me a survival check to get your north and south correct.
Splendid, this is gonna... Now I've rolled a natural any, we know how this will end. Is it survival?
Yes.
That is a 9.
You look around the current cloud window you're in and you can see 3 exits. And you suddenly realise, you don't know which one is the way out.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Can I roll a d6 and then 1, 2, 1? Just do that and just purposely stride in that direction and let the rest follow me.
Go for it.
This is gonna be hilarious. Already lost. That is a 3.
Okay, so I'll say you were heading down the second one of these 3 that were chosen. I would like anyone proficient in survival to roll me intelligence checks, please. To see if they can identify that Damian is in fact going the wrong way.
Aha! If there
okay,
is one
yeah.
thing I'm proficient in,
Can I
it's
just
survival.
insight him to see if he even knows the way that he's going?
Okay, so this is an intelligence check.
I'll say you heard him
can
say
I
the
add my-
direction. Yeah.
Can I add my proficiency to this intelligence check? with
I'll
my
say yeah, this is an
survival?
intelligence check using survival, so I'll allow that. And I'll say make me an insight check, please, Kay, and Damian, please make me a deception check for me, please.
That, my dear friend, is a nice 19.
It's pretty
Oh,
good.
quite well considering.
Okay, so amongst the party, Cat follows blindly with a natural 1, not realizing that Damian is going the wrong way, and just goes, okay, Damian knows where he's going, as he begins to wander off in a direction. While Kay, you note that he knows the place that he's going. He doesn't know how to get there. If you look over and you can see the second one of these tunnels seems to lead off to another location that you haven't been. You don't recognise the way in or out. And he's probably full of shit. Whereas Romulus, you kind of stand there for a moment, you look up at the sun, which is peaking midday, and you kind of turn around for a bit, and you're like, we're going south. That's away from where we need to go.
You're going the wrong way. I'm gonna grab Damian by the back of the neck.
I was about to say,
Come on.
Damian needs to hear this.
Yeah,
He's gone up striding purposefully.
I go up, I grab Damian by the back of the neck and pick him up and turn around. You're going the wrong way, this way.
Okay. You go up.
So we're going to get a map first, right?
I don't know where the Pride Guild is. I only know where it is. Put it down, Romulus. Probably saying this quite
fairness,
loudly.
some of our money is locked up in the bank, so you know having a little
Alright.
extra wouldn't actually go amiss.
We need to get to the bank. What? Okay, with my knowledge of how poorly Damian has led us, how can I get to the bank?
He said the directions, which is the second floor or the second window. All you know is that you were going the wrong way and you were going to either the fourth or the fifth window. You're not sure how the city itself would work.
You were going to the fourth or perhaps fifth window. We need to go this way to get to the second. All right?
So if you let me down. At this point, Damian's really making a noise with his armor, just like sort of kicking and screaming almost.
Flailing about. People are looking
I'll-
at this.
I will lower him.
Okay.
Come now, let's go this way.
Okay, Damian's gonna just purposely stride off as if nothing happened.
All right, I will follow behind quietly.
Okay.
Although
Kay is just gonna try and
my
give his-
lifting hand is ready if I need to check course correct Damian again.
Yeah, Kay's just gonna try and get his bearings in this city. It's confusing and he needs time to understand it.
Make me a survival check using your intelligence then, please.
Of course. Still the same, so 9. Because I can't roll good on survival.
Are you proficient in survival?
No.
Oh. So,
yeah,
there's-
it's still the same.
The city is confusing. With the multiple layers and the networks that seem to run to and from, the only thing which makes sense is the thoroughfares that run straight through the city and seem to lead and connect these different cloud windows. That's all that really makes sense. You're frankly surprised how Lloyd didn't get lost while taking the horses to wherever the warehouse is in the city, which hopefully he remembers where it is, because I'm not saying. I'm the DM, I just took him there.
Wow.
Well, good luck.
So-
You're never getting your horses back.
Well, you know, in that case, if that ends up being the case, Damian's probably going to be like murdering as many people as he can in the city, desperately trying to find Starlight.
We'll get there when we get there. You've got 5 days until that happens.
So
Well, until Starlight gets kicked out or just
A
sold
big
for
deal.
horse meat on the market.
No, not exactly. Vinny, you were saying?
yeah, what's the deal with these cloud windows then? Is that like having a view outside the city, or
Yes. So the cloud window connects the first layer, which is the bottom layer of the city, all the way and goes just. It's like taking an apple core and putting it straight through the middle of the city. The cloud windows are just
Right.
these large cylindrical sections of the city which are bare. They look straight to the sky, and they have large gutterings that collect all the rainwater in barrels for people to use.
okay? So that's how the people on the underside get any daylight then.
Yes,
I
correct.
guess so. Yes.
Okay.
They're also the main way through the city. The thoroughfares themselves are quite thick, that you could probably run maybe 4 or 5 carts abreast. So they're quite well travelled, and a lot of people go to and from. So there's a lot of ability to move across this bridge. It is still a bridge, and so as a result, sees a fair amount of traffic, given it's the only way across for a month's worth of travel.
And it's a big ravine, right? Because the
Mhm.
river's substantial, but it's got like a
The river's
a huge
substantial.
valley around it as well.
Yeah, the river's substantial, and it breaks up into a lot of smaller rivers that kind of work their way through the ravine, the gorge below. But the gorge itself spans anywhere from 40 to 25 miles at its point. You know that, I'd say probably either from what the party have mentioned or from what you've seen so far, Zaker's Crossing crosses the shortest point of the gorge, which is 25 miles wide.
What they don't tell you is that this gorge was actually made when that their banker Byrne decided to sneeze and accidentally cast a fucking siege engine spell.
Ah! Fabled
Fucking
burn.
capitalists. I've taken a very strange turn with Romulus, okay? I'm trying something out.
I see.
Hmm.
So,
But it doesn't feel quite right yet. I'll get there eventually.
This natural xenophobia around you has really brought out a different side.
to Romulus, yeah.
Yeah, turns out I fucking hate government and everything. Burn it all to the ground. Let's
My
go
God!
wild.
Romulus is secretly an anarchist.
No, okay, no, I'm not. Okay, no, I'm not that bad.
Maybe not secretly.
No.
I'm just depressed.
So,
Okay, so Damian's just leading.
you travel
purposely
through,
again.
you travel through the thoroughfare as you otherwise head towards the second
BRB.
cloud window. That's right. As you head to the second cloud window, you can see the old beggar there again. He kind of clocks you and nods towards you all and continues kind of pleading for coins from passers-by. But you otherwise move on.
Hmm.
Yeah, heading to the second cloud window.
Yep.
As you arrive back at the second cloud window, seeing this one again, you can see what looks to be a large variety of different buildings around here. None of them seem particularly well labelled, bar one. And you're surprised you didn't notice it the first time you came through here, but then again, you didn't linger in this particular cloud window, as you knew it wasn't the location you needed to be. And you see what looks to be this otherwise rather large building with a steel construction to it on the first layer of this. You can see the name, the Bank of Iron, bold across the front of it, with its signature bars for in place of windows, and you can see that it's got a little bit of travel to and from, but not a lot. But it definitely sticks out like a sore thumb, and you're surprised you missed it the first time round. You also see what looks to be guards standing outside of this one.
To clarify, it was the most obnoxious building.
Yes.
Yep.
Knew it.
It doesn't seem to be on the second floor. Maybe it sank a level? I mean, it looks pretty heavy with all that iron. Anyway, Cat. Romulus, I think this is
Hey.
the place.
Yep.
I'll guess we'll let you go in and do what you need to do.
Okay. So I'll head over. I'm assuming Romulus is heading over.
The two of you head inside, and as you otherwise walk in through this immediate entryway into what looks to be kind of this almost a shop frontish style to it, you see that it goes into an immediate foyer filled with booths and offices to each side, and a set of staircases that leads up, with a sign across the top saying withdrawal and deposit.
I believe we must make a withdrawal.
I believe so too.
Climbing 2 flights of stairs to the withdrawal and deposit section of the city, or of the Bank of Iron, rather than the offices, you otherwise arrive at a series of front desks and what looks to be the iron coverings to each. Various individuals currently at work of various races, a few genasi in place here, a few humans. What looks to be kind of, you've seen them. Oh no, you two have both seen them because there was one in the Catalogers Guild. What looks to be an Etherborn, currently sat behind the one of the booths, kind of full set of armor, just floating there with kind of a darker purple energy connecting each of them. As otherwise look up, and you can see a few of the Terratan-born individuals who are scattered throughout here, the Spiderfolk.
Oh. Yeah. No, that's fine.
All right.
Okay. We'll approach the clerk.
Okay. Is there any preference to race on who you will approach here?
No, because we're the better people.
Roll me a d6.
Actually, your number 6, please. Actually,
I
your
wanted
number
to note that
3.
Cat said that. I
3.
did not.
Okay, so
Oh.
number 3. As you're otherwise looking around, you choose the booth with the least amount of people in its current queue. As you otherwise head over, you very quickly reach the front where you can see the Aetherborn individual is currently sat there behind the main section. Goes, "Hi, how can I help you today? Looking for a withdrawal or depositing?"
Withdrawal, I believe.
Withdrawal.
Excellent. What are the names on the account, please?
And Romulus.
Right. You see, otherwise, kind of takes a stone, writes a few things down on a piece of paper, puts it on top of the stone. Right. Information that I've got here. Holds up the stone to have a look at it. Kind of this, almost this long crystal tablet, almost. You've got some coins, you've got some gold in your account, plus you've otherwise got some bundled up pieces of paper, and that's all.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Looking to withdraw, you said?
Yes.
How much value would you be looking to withdraw today?
Right, now you're gonna have to jog my memory. This is Jamie being inept. How was it we accept the quest?
Hold on, I'm gonna get the document open. So taking one of these assignments will cost you 25 gold pieces to accept. You can find the list of assignments in the document contained within the glyph of containment. Once you have chosen the assignments you wish to attempt, simply seal the parchment and place it within your account's lockbox with the coins, and we will add the assignment to your log. So you've got two sections. You've got the bank section and you've got the deposit box, or the lockbox rather. So you've currently got a few stranded pieces of paper that are in the lockbox, which I believe you know to be receipts, and then you've got, if I'm correct, you should have, was it 100 gold in there, or did you take only 50 gold out?
150.
Yeah,
I think 150. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 150. So, and our lockbox is the thing that we access with our book.
Yes. So to access those, you need to have the book on hand. You then need to mention that you want to access the lockbox, use the book, and then hand over the objects in question. And you need to tick the ones that you want. So let me know.
Okay, so we need to withdraw everything. Withdraw it all. Put the money in the lockbox and then deposit the lockbox.
Rosie?
Right. Excellent. That's progress. Right, Romulus, what ones did we decide we were going to do?
Yeah, figure that out while I look for spells.
Right. Well, as previously discussed, we know that the feather and the seed are interacting with higher-born individuals gives us access to potentially more wealthy information, even if we're not dealing well with them. They're likely to pay more, even if we have to actively go against them, merely as danger pay. I believe that there is more risk but more reward there. I am uncertain about where the Furdo fields are.
I have no idea either.
So, I will say, perhaps, the one in the gorge is one I believe we definitely should be willing to take, because I believe others in our party were interested in exploring the gorge, but there is a part of me that desires to interact with more influential people, if only to hasten our goals.
I mean, we can take two if you want and go there, but I think taking any more than that will run the risk of not being able to complete before others do.
It is important for us to be as swift as possible. I suggest we take one and focus upon it rather than try and do multiple things at once.
Okay. So shall we?
Besides, it's not like we cannot do the work before accepting the job. We could observe the job and then only accept it once we are certain we already have the answer.
It's true. But we need to go. Or shall we accept the
Keep in mind that if you reject these jobs, you can't take them again.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, these are
I-
jobs which are being offered to you, and if you don't take them, then they hand them on to other crews. And then if you then turn around and say, "Oh, we've got the thing for this," you don't receive the reward. You just complete the quest. It's to prevent things like that happening.
Yeah. I.
Because otherwise, no quests would get done, and no one would pay the cost of picking up quests.
All right. I will say this. If we fail to do them, what's the penalty?
You
We
just
just
don't get
lose the
paid.
gold that we
You just lose the
deposited.
25 gold. If you complete the quest,
Mhm.
you get the 25 gold back, in addition to the reward.
I am going to say, the Furdo Fields one, we've got no idea about it, so
No.
we can't really do that one. The other ones, we've got headings on them, or at least enough information where we can probably work something out.
As a general
I'm not
note
opposed.
of the end of Featherfall Gorge, it's referring to the one that's far to the east, which is, if you were to go down to Featherfall Gorge, you're looking at potentially several a week or two's travel.
Okay. I
Oh.
say we go for the family one, both of the family ones in Zaker's Crossing, because that way we can potentially deal with two of them at once. And if we fail, it's 50 gold we've lost. If we succeed, it's the highest possible reward. I in my opinion.
Okay, I mean, okay. I mean, until we know the family dynamics in this place, if they're all feuding with each other, it could be hard to build relationships with specific families.
But
So maybe
equally,
one family to start with, and then
one family to
understand the
start with and-
dynamics.
Agreed.
So, okay, well, my proposal is the thistle cutting, because that feels like that could be done with, looks at the party, sneaky people.
They're all outside, but yes.
Yeah, no, just looks at the door then. Looks at the stairs. It's going to be really pedantic, the fact that we went upstairs. Just stares into the abyss for a little while. So, yeah, I feel the cuttings one is probably could be more achievable.
Yes, I believe a cutting of a plant is arguably less rare than a citrix feather, seeming as I've never heard of a bloody whatever the hell
Cindrix.
that is.
And
Cindrix.
in fairness, I've never heard of a steel thistle.
I assume which is a very hardy or potentially shiny thistle.
Okay, so my 2 cents goes into the steel thistle one.
I would say let's take them both and then we'll go, because worst case scenario, we lose gold. I'm not concerned by that really.
Okay.
I know we don't have the most amount of money right now, but if there's any chance that the person whoever we go to has both of the things and we can just get them both at once, that's a massive payoff. And working on one of them will inherently give us information about whether there's anything we can do about the other one.
Fair. Okay. All right. Fine. Then we shall do that then. So when we get the
Well, if we complete
lockbox.
one, I feel like we'll at least make our money back, if not make a profit.
Yeah. No. We should do. Okay. All right. Then look for the lockbox.
Okay. Yeah.
Put it in the lockbox.
Okay.
So yeah, put 50 gold pieces in there.
Okay.
25 gold from my share, 25 gold from your share. That's
Mhm.
all right.
Okay. So
Yeah,
first
no.
things first, you need to spend. How much gold are you taking out? The full 150 will take you a gold.
Okay, so if we draw out the 100, yeah, because we've got to put the gold into the lockbox, so we're gonna have to draw out pretty much all of the gold.
Okay. So one of you takes a gold out of your inventory, and then each of you add 75
I'll-
gold to your inventory.
I'll spend the gold.
Okay.
And add 75.
To each of your inventories.
Okay.
And then one of you take a gold out in order to put some of the money back in, along with the documentation through the lockbox.
Okay. So
You wanna?
149. So I've taken the 1 out, and then I'll take the 25 out, and you take your 25 out.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So 4, and we've accepted both the family quests.
Okay, I will mark both of those on my document here so that I know which ones you have taken. Excellent. Okay. They have been marked. I know which ones you have taken.
All right.
Okay
Excellent.
then. So you head back to meet up with the rest of your party at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next thing on the list. Current encounters. Head to the Pioneers Guild to get maps. How are you going to locate the Pioneer Guild?
Damian's going to go to one of the guards and politely ask, "These guys have weapons."
Okay. Looking
That
around, you
makes
can
total sense.
Looking around, you can see there are a number of the individuals that you know to be the Watchmen, and you see what looks to be mercenary groups of varying colours. Some wearing what looks to be kind of a dark metal-y iron colour, others wearing kind of flamboyant gold armour. But there are different kinds of mercenaries around this place, and natural militia.
Oh, I thought there were guards directly outside the Iron Bank. That's who I was
Oh
referring
yes,
to.
so those were okay. So those two, they otherwise wear kind of a heavy metal armor. Okay. Approaching one, one's a human, the other is a dwarf. They're kind of both standing there, kind of just keeping watch, making sure that with the people moving in and out as you approach one of them. Which one do you approach?
The human.
Okay. You can see he's kind of a middle-aged gentleman, same kind of general hairstyle as you, kind of a similar visage and looks relatively similar, but with a few distinct features of kind of bruises and markings where he may have been in scuffles recently.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Would you know the directions to the Pioneers Guild?
Can't say I do. What about you? Turns to the dwarf and just goes, I know where they are. On what business?
We need to purchase some maps.
Looking for adventure.
Yes, indeed.
In which case, you'll want to head into the dark alleys from the 5th window. It should be a little bit off of the main thoroughfare. It'll be one building in. There's a large stone building on the first layer.
Okay, many thanks.
Nods.
Right.
Goes back to keeping guard.
And I go back to the party. I found out where the Pioneers Guild is. Although I'm sure Kay already knows because Kay was probably on my shoulder or something.
True.
He does that.
He does that.
Right, lead the way then, Kay.
Right,
Yeah.
Kay's leading the way.
I mean, maybe wait for us to come out the bloody bank first.
Yeah, come out of the bank and join the rest of your party as Vinny says lead the way, Kay. Alright, Kay, make me a
Fucking wreck.
survival check. Using
Whoa.
intelligence rather than wisdom.
It's still the same roll, but yeah.
Can I help him since now we've just wandered?
Hey.
Ah, 20.
Oh, lucky.
I will say, in this instance, Kat, you help navigate back to where the Firefly Stacks is. Now you've got to make a choice between left and right. Which would be the 4th, which would be the 5th.
So where exactly? What are we looking for here?
We are going to the Pioneers Guild, which is
Like,
the 5th window, a large stone building. On the first layer, one building in. Something to do with dark alleys.
Okay.
I would assume we're heading in. Further in.
Yeah.
So
Both of these two thoroughfares are heading in. One leads to the left, further east, and one heads along what looked to be a main thoroughfare heading along that direction.
I would have thought it was the way that Romulus picked me up and stopped me going. That makes sense to my mind.
What, going through the main thoroughfare?
Yeah, continue that direction, which apparently I've been told is south. As presumably
Let's
that was north.
Follow the main thoroughfare then.
I mean, they said 5th, so
I mean, that makes sense that it would
the
be
one that
inmost.
the one that we got, the one that he was trying to go to was either the 5th or 6th,
It'd be the 4th or 5th, rather.
4th or 5th.
So it could well have actually been the way you were trying to go initially.
Yes, that's where I'm suggesting we head.
All right.
I will
Go for
say,
it, I guess.
as you begin to head that way, Kay, you pick up on, with your survival check here, as you otherwise begin to head along the way that Damian recommended. You head through into what looks to be another one of these cloud windows. And you can see it's very open, and it's got another pathway for the thoroughfare heading straight through across the way, and another one that leads a little bit back and to your left. And you begin to realise that you may have taken the one that's along the main thoroughfare, which would be the fourth, and you need to go to the one that's a little bit off the beaten path, which would be the fifth.
Okay, so we have to go.
You
to
don't have to go
one-
back, you could just use a different one to connect with this fifth one.
Then we'll use that one.
Okay. Heading over into the fifth one, you heading to this area, you can see that there are plenty of businesses currently selling what looks to be fresh food, fresh goods, and you can see that this one almost reaches the edge of the bridge itself. And you can see there's this almost large archway that leads outwards onto what looks to be this large balcony that's been set up around one of these main support pillars that rises up from the edge of the bridge. And you can see these massive metal cages that just hang suspended by metallic winches that are just set and supported by the buildings that reach off to the edge. And you can see these groups of maybe 10, 12 people climbing in one and just being lowered down. You look around and you get a general idea of probably where you've got to go to get to the Pioneers Guild, which will be a little bit off of where this main winching platform is.
Okay, so head off in that direction then.
Guiding the party, it doesn't take long to notice the large stone building that just juts out, almost slightly misplaced in the darker alleys behind the main shop fronts. As you can see, the large stone building is there, iconically dwarven in construction, and you can see a few individuals out the front trying to sell general adventurers gear, as you've seen before, for those of you who have seen the Pioneers Guilds. And I'd say, Damian, you know of them very well. There is a large group of these who live in and work in Paloon.
Okay,
So you'd be familiar with their existence.
right.
So, Kay and Damian, as Kay is riding on Damian's back/head, guiding him like Remy in Ratatouille, you otherwise arrive at the exterior of this establishment.
So what I'm hearing here is we should now be calling him Damian Guini.
Yes. Or Damguini.
Them Guinea.
That sounds odd.
Damn, Guini!
You led us the wrong way again.
Damn Guini.
We want to buy 2 maps, correct? One of the city and one of the city and the surroundings?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you heading inside of this for this?
I guess we head in. Yeah, I'm saying that as we're heading in.
See what's available, yeah.
Heading in, you can see it rises up a few steps into the slightly raised interior of here, which seems to be kind of a cut grey stone that's presumably just been mortared to the bridge itself, given the bridge is unscarred in any way. But you can see there are a number of dwarves sat around tables enjoying drinks, a few gnomes, a few halflings. There are quite a few short folk, adventurous folk it would seem, who are currently sat here working on various bits, kind of discussing and chatting, and quite a few which have these large kind of scroll cases and map cases that are slung over their shoulders, some who have sashes filled with these, and as you enter, a few of them kind of look your way as they kind of begin to eye your entrance. Not in a hostile manner, but in a money-making manner. Who is this group of adventurers going to go to first?
And who is the biggest chump among them?
Mm-hmm. There seems to be... I'll say, Damian, you know this as you've encountered them before. They have a general code that they are not allowed to approach individuals to sell maps when they enter the establishment, but they are all most likely open for business in selling maps to various dungeons and locations, which may have been doubled up by other people.
I'm going to pick the person who is furthest to my right.
Okay, you see what looks to be kind of this scraggly-looking halfling. She's kind of just sat in a chair a little bit of a distance away. A dwarf sat at the table next to her, kind of this light crossbow leaning to one side of the dwarf as she has her feet up on the table, tankard in hand. As you wander over, kind of downs the pint, chucks it onto the table. Right, So, how you established with the Pioneers Guild before?
I have have I visited before perhaps, or
You know of them. You haven't really been in there.
I know of the Pioneers Guild.
So you aren't registered. Alright, so that means that you're going to be needing to go through appraisal. That'll mean some lower tier maps for the time being until we get to a stage when you can handle them. Understood?
Anybody
clarify,
else know of the Pioneers Guild?
had me and Cat previously, we're currently in appraisal, aren't we? Or am I
You are
getting-
currently in appraisal because you were preparing to buy a map, but you decided not to at this current time. So you two would be already registered as under appraisal.
Oh, there
We're
we go then.
working as a group. We're under appraisal currently, so that's already underway.
Right then.
Damian can speak for us on regards to
And what are the names?
Romulus and Cat.
Alright. She wanders over to what looks to be a large desk and kind of just puts down a silver piece. Romulus and Cat, looking for information on them regarding appraisal. And you see this kind of almost brutish half-orc who's just kind of hunched over, turns around, puts on a pair of spectacles and just begins to leaf through a series of large tomes before turning around and putting it down on the desk. Oh, we got a Cat and Romulus here. Only mentions 2 members. Met with a Benjin.
Benjamin, yes.
Met with him in regards to further appraisal. No maps currently bought. Looking for further details upon purchase. So you're newbies, so I will have to give you a lower tier map regardless for safety's sake.
Regardless, I
Understandable.
meant rather we're already on the system, so you don't need to go to the trouble.
No, that's fair. It makes my job ever so slightly easier. Okay. So, if you're looking for a cheap and easy map, you're looking for one that's local, a bit further away. Further away is less cost, but closer to home is a little bit more.
Okay, so what are we as a party looking for?
We're
A map
looking
of the
for
city,
yeah.
and a map of the city and its surroundings, like with the Trendlaw Rest map that we got up top.
The city and its surroundings, as my friend says. And
Oh, you're looking for maps like that, not dungeon maps for exploration and loot.
there are other maps I would be interested in. I wish to discuss first.
Well, if you're looking for maps of the city, then unfortunately they're non-existent, so good luck. If you're looking for ones of the surrounding area, I can do you that for... Well, given it's not a dungeon map, I wouldn't be the one selling it. You'd have to go to the front desk and ask how much. I believe they go for 55 gold currently.
Noted.
Depending on the size you're after, obviously. If you're after something bigger, it's going to cost you more.
And what have you got that is mysterious and has good potential? I don't care about the danger as long as it isn't instant death.
If you're after something, if you don't care about the danger and the fact that you're still under appraisal, I won't be able to sell them to you. You have to start from the bottom and work up, friend. If you're willing to risk your life for a dungeon, I can sell you one of our highest ranking ones, but if you die, don't blame me. It's also going to cost you an extortionate amount.
No, I meant at our level, what's the most interesting one you've got?
I don't know what your level is, that's the thing. You're still under appraisal, so it's best to
Right,
start from the bottom
okay.
and then work our way up. If you can,
Okay,
depending
but
on...
you clearly have a bottom, so
Yeah.
is that just a single map or are there multiple?
There are a few.
Then of those, which one has some potential to be interesting?
Interesting as in... what?
Non-standard.
Non-standard. So ones with anomalies
Unique
and...
encounters and
Right, okay.
Anything involving ancient information or ruins would be appreciated.
Ancient, no. They're currently a little bit higher on the list. We've...
Understandable.
She takes out what looks to be a small notebook and begins flipping through. Kind of goes, Here's one that could work. It's in the gorge itself, so it's quite close. There's been recent disturbance in the jade mines.
That does sound interesting.
From what I understand, there have been sightings of giant spiders, rogue driders, a few drow in the area. They've been claiming the jade is sacred and stuff, and so they've been turning away people. More accurately, killing. Scouted the area myself. Map's on a relatively, not a low level, it's dangerous, and anomaly at the very least. It's got some interesting worth to it, if you can manage to get it cleared out. Might get some extra coin from the proprietors, as this was a requested one as opposed to a base one. The map itself will cost you 35 gold. It'll give you a basic layout of the area. But then anything else on that is yours.
Alright. I'm interested, Cat.
I'm very interested. Shall we go halves?
One moment.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Damian,
Party.
I will take your silence as a yes, Damian.
What's going on? I mean, wait, what are you asking for here?
Jade mines, driders, spider folk. Interested?
It's intriguing.
Good.
What are you asking of me?
Vinny, joining us.
I
Oh, well, if there's one thing I love, it's enclosed spaces. For all
As
the
I
time, I'm
thought.
happy to help out.
Okay. Oh no, Kay's fallen asleep on Damian's shoulder. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Lloyd.
Huh? What happened?
There are mines. There's jade mines. There's angry spider people in there. Are you interested in having a look see and doing the adventurer thing?
Are they tasty?
Couldn't
Right.
tell you, but maybe.
Yeah, sure.
And Lloyd.
He does not object, but he's
Excellent.
willing to contribute at least 10 gold. Only 10 gold, because otherwise Infernal will kill.
Appreciated. I would be more than happy to do this then. If everyone is all right with it, then I would like to purchase this map and explore that as soon as possible. After we have dealt with the more pressing concerns.
If you're looking to buy a map, I can. Keep in mind others are also going to be vying for this map. Once it's sold, it's sold.
Oh, agreed. I'm aware. So, what do you think is the timescale for anyone dealing with this?
I mean, I'm the only one that I know who has this map. There are others around, and it's not exactly a non-public issue. Others have been called to look into it, so there's maybe 4 copies of this map. If you buy it, you can keep it, and that'll be my only copy sold. But there is other pioneers who might be selling this to adventurers looking for work.
Understandable. I would like to purchase this map.
Okay, that'll be 35 gold, and that'll put you under appraisal for level 2.
Agreed. Right. I'm happy to put forward. Well, I want Lloyd to put forward 10 gold to it.
Lloyd will put forward 10 gold.
It's how much? 35?
35. I'm happy to put forward as much as you like to it. It's just a matter of if anyone else wants to chip in, they can. But I'm more than happy to.
Well, if we all put in 5 from that point on, that'll
Yeah.
cover it, won't it?
That'll cover it, yeah.
I refuse.
Okay.
Okay. So if we all put in 6 towards it, or 6 and a bit,
You're making the maths really hard.
Yeah, you are.
All right.
please do it, 'cause that takes me to a round number.
It doesn't put me at a round number. It puts me at odd, and I don't like it.
I'm going to be odd as well.
I give mine, I suppose. There better be good food.
Find out.
I understand once you get through the chitinous exterior, the insides are quite wet. Maybe good to suck them out.
Like crab.
Yes, like crab. Delicious, delicious crab.
Yep.
Alright then.
But yeah,
You hand over the gold, each of you removing the respective amounts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright then. I can make that work. let's see. Right, you are put down for notation under appraisal level 2. Best of luck to you. If you are not the ones to first complete this, this will not count. This will not count as a completed appraisal, and you will have to do another one from here.
Understandable.
And the map of the city and the surroundings?
Well, we've got to
Correct?
speak to the main reception.
Oh, that's the main reception. And
surrounding
there's no
city
maps
go-
of the city.
No, the city's constantly changing thanks to the. What are they called? This is Chris scrolling to what they're called. Thanks to the Blackstone builders who are constantly refurbishing and rebuilding this place, it's always changing. There's no way to tell. If we give you a map now, it'll be updated in half a year.
Not helpful.
No, I know, but the dwarves, they work quick. It's just how
No,
they
I mean
are.
as in it's not helpful if we were to buy one, but I understand where.
Oh,
you're coming
no,
from
it's not
there.
helpful at all. That's why people don't bother. It's just not worth our time.
Oh, well,
On an
would you-
unrelated basis, then, could I ask you, just for some information, as a denizen of the city,
Yeah, it depends on what you're going to ask, but mostly that should be fine.
do you know any way to get in contact with more upscale individuals, ones who deal with the great houses?
If you're looking to get into contact with the great houses, I recommend doing some work from them. They don't often outsource that often. They usually have their own courts. There are some good folk around who might be able to get you in contact. Other than that, there's not really much I can say. There's not really anything I can advise.
That is absolutely fine. Thank you for all your help.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right, that's me done on that bit. Let's go talk to the main reception, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going over, you see the half-orc there. He's currently got his spectacles still on. He's flipping through through the books as he begins to note down the conversation you've just been having next to it. And he kind of closes the book. Yeah.
We require a map of the surrounding area of the city.
That'll be 60 gold, please.
Oh, look at that.
I understand that size can change.
Of course,
What-
if you want a bigger map for better eyes, then I can get you one for 5 gold extra. If you mean wider area, then that is going to cost you 200 gold, roughly, depending on the span of how far you want it to go.
I think I'm good with the 60, guys.
How big is the 60 gold one?
Yeah.
60 gold one will reach you from Trenlos Rest in the north to just south of Braylin in the south. Quite far to the west, you'll see Felder, and far to the east, you'll be on the edge of Lake Edge.
It's about right for what we probably would
It
want.
gives us a lot of local information, a lot more than what we've got. So,
Yeah, I think that's a good investment.
and what
Yeah.
was the +5 gold? What did that add to?
It made it bigger so that people with worse eyesight could see it like him.
Right, okay, I see. see. Yeah, I'm good for the 60.
Right then.
I-
So that's
Hey.
10 gold each,
Mhm.
is it?
Yeah,
10 gold each. Okay.
nice.
Is Lloyd okay with that?
Lloyd is fine with 10 gold each. Sorry, Infernal, you've lost about 30 gold this session. It's not my fault.
Yikes.
It's
Okay.
fine. Okay. If Lloyd isn't okay with it, say something now.
Here you go. That
Sounds
Okay,
like
I
it's
think we're
okay.
good. I think we're good.
is the map focused on Zaker's Crossing.
Goodness, that's a map. Okay.
You, for those of you who wouldn't know, but upon seeing this map, the Ice King's domain is the entire southern section. It's just the general name of it. People don't have names for the southern areas here because it's too far away. You're looking at least another 2 or 3 days travel south before you get there, but the road leads there.
That forest in the southeast looks a little worse for wear.
That is the beginning of the swamp. It just hasn't got the name because the rest of the swamp is around the other side.
Oh, that's okay. That makes
Yeah,
more sense.
these two maps next to each
Still
other
kinda
that way is making it a bit confusing. I'm going to put it up here. 'Cause otherwise it looks like this merges with that because of how inconvenient those are. I didn't realise.
Yeah.
So yes, but no, this is focused on Zaker's Crossing. So you've got Narnlow, which is 2 days travel overland, and then you've got Lake Edge further that. Droll's Byway is up here, Lovato Hills above that, and then you've got Braylin down here, along with Felder, Farganuk, and the Ice King's Domain further south.
Nornlo, not Nornler. That's a handy correction.
So that's where Narnlow is.
Is that relevant to you? I can't remember. Is that somewhere you had to go?
It was
Possibly.
mentioned when I talked to the Flamekeeper guard. Just before we entered
Oh
Zaker's
yeah, they
Crossing.
were heading to Narnlow.
They were
weren't
headed that way because there was some problems that they needed to sort out.
No, that's fine. I meant more Vinny because he's got a hit list. I mean, it's not a
Ah.
hit list, but it's a hit list.
Wow. And I know of roads that go from
Wow.
there to there, and presumably from Lake Edge up to Trendelfest.
Old roads, yes, that have
Old
been
roads
since,
that
have been
are
since abandoned.
Bandit infested.
Yeah, bandit infested. So if you're looking to fight some bandits and just maybe loot some casual corpses, then there's a big section in the middle filled with
Yep.
potential bandits. If you want to do that.
Necromancer K?
No,
Why
Yeah.
not?
Necromancer K will be arrested on sight.
But,
That's a combination I'm not allowing.
Next.
but Chris, why not?
Mm-mm.
Oh no.
What did K ever do to not be allowed to be a necromancer?
Go to the wrong class.
No, he could still technically do it as his class. It's
I
just
could. It's
Mm.
honestly K would.
K doesn't need minions. He's not intelligent enough to utilize them. He'd just say go and they'd all die.
He is intelligent enough. He's more intelligent than most of his party. Okay.
Wow. I
True.
feel
Actually, only two of them. Actually, everybody else has like 3 people have the same as you, and then there's Cat.
For now.
Make it very clear. I know I'm an idiot, but I'm not a dumbass.
No, that's true. There's only one person with low intelligence, and that's Vinny.
Oh wow.
Fine.
oh dear.
It turns out Vinny was the himbo the entire time.
It's fine. One more level, baby.
Okay,
One more level.
so we have a map.
Right.
We spent 60 gold on it. We will enjoy the map.
Why one more level?
Put a second level in Bard and get Jack of all trades.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then it fixes
No.
everything.
Fixes everything. It makes my initiative go up again.
Oh wow.
Wait, why?
Jack of all trades applies to initiative.
Really?
It's all ability checks. Initiative's a dexterity check.
Oh, that's true. So you get half your proficiency added to it.
Yeah. It'll go
Oh,
up to
that's
plus
neat.
9 initially.
That's neat. I didn't know that. Oh, that's going to be
What?
terrifying.
Yeah.
At the later stages of the game, you're just going to have a casual plus 13. That is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Rolls a natural 1, still
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 gets
Still
an
gets
still gets an initiative total of 9. Gets a natural 20. Is all of a sudden like potentially threatening on 2 rounds of combat or 2 turns in a round. Oof. Vinny just becomes his own lair action. All right.
Okay,
So-
so we have the maps.
If
Well,
that's
we have a map.
all.
Mhm. I don't think. Yeah. What's the plan now?
Next on your list
Catalogers Guild,
is head to the Catalogers Guild.
which we don't have a map
K
for. so
is
you're
not
gonna-
going there.
Oh, well.
Mm.
Shall we leave Romulus and Cat to do
Why
that,
was
and
it
then
you
the-
needed to head to the Catalogers Guild?
I
Because it was
don't
to
know
hand
if
in
it
the
was-
quests, but the handing in
Yeah,
the quests
which
was
we've
putting in
done.
the logbox. Yeah.
I think it was more just like to gain any information and stuff. But we don't have to if we don't want to.
Well,
No,
If they
we
have a branch in this city, it might be worth it for you guys to
At least
Drop in on
locating
that.
it so we
Yeah,
can
we-
take a note of what the hell
like,
it is
drop
because
in and
we
say
can't
hi.
we
can't
could go
use a
touch
map.
base. They could also give us a bit of information in regards to these families,
Yep,
potentially.
possibly.
Hmm.
and they might be able to tell you other things that you might or might not need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cat's got my gist. Oh, Jamie has.
So you're going to try and find the Catalogers Guild?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you going to go about that?
Damien is so
Very
tempted to
simple.
intimidate Halfling, but probably not a good idea.
I'm going to use the greatest power of any Minotaur. It is known only as fuck bitches get money.
So what's
By
Romulus
which
going
I
to do?
mean, I'm going to talk to. I'm going to just look around.
Okay.
Like I'll talk to someone. A friendly seeming guard and or generic passerby that looks, you know, in that specific
Don't look
type of
disgusted.
awkward where they can't. You know, the kind of person that's awkward enough that, you know, if you ask them a question, they're going to have to tell you the answer to it. Otherwise, they will just combust into an anxious mess.
All
How about they
right.
give us the wrong information because they've panicked?
Well, you're committed now.
Yeah, I'm
Make
committed
me
now.
make me a general investigation check, and I'll tell you who you find.
All right. General investigation check. I'm
Better roll
so
high, because
I-
we're going to get some weird information.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe in the heart of the cards. It's an 8.
Okay. You heading out of the Pioneers Guild. There is a number of guards over by the hang cages on the main platform. As you otherwise approach one of them, he's currently kind of stopping people from going into one of the cages as some others are coming out, and proceeds to other what is currently working on to and from, currently in the middle of work, it would seem, but you approach them nonetheless.
Hello there.
Hi, please wait in the queue. There is a queue going back. You'll be allowed in eventually.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to ask for directions.
Oh, where are you headed?
The Pioneers Guild?
Catalogers.
Catalogers
Pioneers
Guild.
Guild
Sorry.
is
No,
just behind
Catalogers,
you. It's the
sorry.
large stone
Sorry, I
building.
got mixed up. It's the Catalogers Guild. I get them confused.
Weird dude.
Can't say I've heard of no Catalogers Guild in town.
All right, fair enough. If you've not heard of it, then I can't expect anything.
Are you absolutely sure you haven't heard of it?
Yes, I'm sure. Next ones, please. Just kind of starts waving people through. Either get in line or bugger off. I got a job to do.
Okay, what is this place? What is this place to Romulus? Does Romulus know what this is?
What he's doing.
Yeah.
These are the hang cages. If you don't want to try and fall the way from the bridge to the bottom of the gorge, you can take these cages down, which are magically winched down.
Love me some magical winches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, we could
Are
always
you
go back.
Cat, are you sure there's a branch of the Catalogers Guild here?
It's official, non-official.
So
Thing.
it's on the
So,
down
It's
low.
probably gonna be one of those where we're gonna probably have to go and give money to a homeless person to.
Oh, I know just a person. The problem is I probably can't get us back there. Kay might be better though. Or we could find another homeless person.
A fleet of homeless people.
Definitely sounds like Kay is homeless, which may in fact
What are
be
you
true.
trying to imply?
I'm just saying the phrasing was poor,
I mean,
just like Kay. No.
Okay,
That Kate's
Damian.
probably the richest.
Damian's gonna look in
No,
the
I'm pretty sure it's
shadows
Lloyd.
just for anybody who just seems to be lurking with a bowl.
With a bowl. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage because you don't have dark vision.
I'm gonna look for somebody right here that looks like they actually know something.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
So hang on, what was it? Perception.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 8.
Looking around, you don't see anybody with a bowl, but you see people.
Okay.
That's about it. Kay, on the other hand, as you're otherwise kind of looking around, just kind of looking for some like homeless guy who works with this. Kay, you just kind of look over and you see what looks to be someone leaning on a street edge. Looks to be just kind of taking in the surroundings. Kind of a lightly rolled up cigarette in their in hand as they're otherwise looking around, keeping an eye on things. As you otherwise wander over directly over to them. Yeah. You got a problem with me?
No. You just look like somebody who knows something.
What is it?
Trying to find our way to the Catalogers Guild.
You've gone too far. 3 gold, and I'll take you there.
Alright, I give him 3 gold.
Okay.
Actually, I give him 4.
You give him 4.
I'm giving him 4 because
It's a round
Yeah.
number.
it's a round number.
Yeah. Generous. He otherwise slots it in his pocket and kind of just puts his hand in the pockets of his jacket and just goes, follow me, and wanders off.
I kind of like nod in the direction that he's going, like, come on, guys.
I wish to make a perception check to notice where Kay actually is.
I'm not being stealthy.
He's not being stealthy. He's trying to be seen. So
Oh, okay,
one
you-
of
you
at least
noticed
one
him
of
go.
your party members would have spotted him.
I would have watched him run off.
Higher
Yeah.
perception.
I have trust issues what he's up to sometimes.
Okay, so following on from Kay, you otherwise follow this individual who's kind of a dark green tiefling individual, kind of a single streak of hair down from the top into a ponytail at the back, as he just wanders down a few alleyways and kind of gestures to what looks to be this kind of large, slightly rickety building that otherwise encapsulates this central section and seems to support an entire section above it. Of the second layer. As you can see, it's made mostly out of stone and steel to provide some greater reinforcement. But you can see there's a central doorway, and you can see that in letters above it, missing several of them, it says Catalogers Guild.
To confirm, is it like Cataloger Guild?
It seems to be missing a C, the fourth A, the G, the U, or the G, both U's and the D.
Wait, how many
The-
A's do you think
Catalogers Guild's got? It's got 2, and
It's got 2.
4.
Yeah, I said the first A.
Oh, what you said the fourth.
We had the
A.
4.
Oh, sorry. It's missing the C, the first A, fourth A is in the fourth position in the word catalogue. So the
Oh,
second
right.
A, sorry. That's where I got confused.
Ah.
So it's the at law.
Atlas, Gill.
Atlas Gill.
Yep, it's yeah.
Ah, yes. My new favorite band. No, my new favorite fisherman. No, my new favorite. I don't fucking care anymore. Let's just go.
yeah, that's.
Well, this is either the Catalogers Guild or an indie bar. Either way, it could be worth checking out.
You said, oh, hold on, this person was a what again? A
Tiefling.
green tiefling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kind of short, stubby horns, kind of a long drape of hair, kind of pointed teeth to a certain degree.
Oh, well, that's fine then. A tiefling would never lie about anything or harbour any deep secrets.
No, never. I know of a couple, and they're all seem on the up and up.
Yes.
Nothing shady about them.
The individual otherwise nods and wanders back to their post.
I mean, this sign could literally just be for the tax purposes.
To who? There's no central authority as far as we're aware.
Oh,
To the Golden Company, or
possibly? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go and knock on the door and walk in because I still feel that politeness is a thing.
You knock on the door. The
Does it
slit,
pull off?
the slit is pulled open from the inside, and a single eye looks out. Yeah.
Hi. We're members of the Catalogers Guild. We thought we'd get oh, God's sake, you're doing to me now. We're members of the Catalogers Guild. We've come to touch base to see who is here, so if we complete quests, who to bring rewards to, or items to, or creatures to.
Proof of identification.
Oh, hang on. Starts rummaging through bag. Just no respect, I think. Just slams a book against the slit. my book.
You hear the slit close for the following of an
Boy.
unlocking of a door where it's opened. And you can see on the inside what looks to be... as the door is opened, you see a stool being pulled aside and you see a halfling climb down and go, "Welcome.
Hi.
Right this way. Members only, please. The rest of you can have to wait outside."
Not like I wanted to go in anyways.
Good.
'Cause I really didn't.
Oh. Do-
As you otherwise
do
head
you-
in...
Do you not like us? I feel so abandoned by Kay, my dearest and closest friend.
Come on in.
Yeah,
Good.
get your butt in there.
I'm
Well,
going in.
I mean, I suppose you are at ass height for Romulus most of the time.
Well, I guess it's not technically true because I'm always riding on somebody's shoulder.
Mm.
As the door is otherwise slammed closed behind you, you watch as the individual otherwise kind of shakes for a moment and just kind of breathes and goes, "Oh, that's better." As you watch the face elongate, leaving a series of long teeth of a Morben, who otherwise adjust themselves. "So, what is it you want? You wanted to touch base, you said?"
Yes, we are interested in ensuring that we know who we're dealing with whilst we're in the city.
Course. You're just looking for work, right? Or you're looking to bring work to place?
We've got
we've
work,
got
but
2
it's in
jobs.
progress.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so if you got jobs in progress, you can just bring the stuff back here and we'll appraise it and get it all sorted. What do you got assignment-wise?
As it stands at the moment, a Cindric's feather from one family and a steel thistle cutting from another family. But if you've got any information in regards to these great houses,
Oh, yes. I'm surprised you decided to take that one on. I'm guessing you're new then.
We are new, but it seemed we're not afraid to, well, deal with difficult situations, regardless of what kind of difficult they are.
Good. It's been 5 years since
Sometimes-
that one's been posted.
Ah, well, I should have seen that coming.
As he otherwise wanders in a little way, you immediately begin to take in like the interior. It is well lit in here, but you can see there's only like 3 or 4 people despite the large interior. But the one thing you do note is suspended from the ceiling by large metal cables is a complete ancient dragon skeleton. It currently hangs within this place. There is a large number of books and displays of various bones and creatures. It's not on the same level of what you were used to when you went to the other Cataloguers Guild. This isn't necessarily a hub, more of a way station, you suspect. And as you begin to look around, you can see that there are a few, not maps, but there are pins that are laid out in a location near to the door where you came in. I would like both of you to make me intelligence checks, please.
Okay.
I'm so intelligent. You used to be a wizard. Come on.
Oh, come on.
Do smart things.
Well, I rolled a 3, okay. You know
Oh,
what? I'm going to use my...
That's just a straight intelligence. 16.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, mine is like 7.
7? Okay. Cat, for you, it's just a few pins in the wall. It doesn't really make a lot of sense on what it is. But Romulus, as you begin to look at it, you note that there are 2 distinct lines that kind of make this up, and then the pins are decorated throughout with what look to be these coloured tacks in places with numbers on them. And you begin to realise that these are locations of the way stations for the Cataloguers Guild. There are 7 of them throughout the city.
I make note of these locations.
Okay. You begin to take note of where they are and kind of make note as the Morben otherwise wanders a little further in and goes, "So if you got those, who are you working with? Who's your analyst?"
That'd be me.
No, you're not the analyst.
Oh, no,
you're the
I'm not.
you're by the looks of you, I'd say you're the
Okay.
ecologist and he's the trapper.
Yeah, that's the one.
Ecologist.
Ecologist
Who
analyst.
is our analyst? Is that Benjamin still, or
Who?
give me more? That was more to you, Chris.
Benjamin's the Pioneers Guild guy. It's the person who wrote you the
Yeah.
letter. if that helps.
Who?
Which is in your combined Discord.
Shit. Right.
Hang on. Hang on.
Did I put it in
Oh,
here? No, I put
no,
the
you
full
didn't.
list in here because you didn't ask for it to be in there. Right. In which case, you'd know. In which case, because you'd have the letter. Actually, no, you sent the letter off. Roll me a history check, both of you.
For me and man, Chris.
If you can find it in your notes, then I'll take it. But
17.
all right, you know it's Keto.
Keto. That's the one.
Quedo. She's the satyr.
I actually think I did put this in my notes. I just couldn't. think of
It's
the word
written in
for
my
it.
notes. I'm just going through all of my notes.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, who are you working for?
Keto.
Keto.
Ah, congratulations, you ended up with the outcasts, same as me. Well, that means I'll probably end up being the one that you're associated with. Nice to meet you.
When you say the outcasts,
Yeah. The oddballs, the ones who aren't particularly welcome because they were the ones who were originally catalogued. Name's Vix.
Ah. Nice to meet you, Vix. Yes, that feels like it's probably going to be what happens with us as well.
Nah. Minotaurs
won't
and
get
Centaurs have been
catalogued.
catalogued for quite some time. Morben, there's a lot to
Oh,
learn
I-
about, and same with satyrs.
Oh, I meant more on the fact that we lean towards being
We're very much shunned here.
oddities.
Oh, that's just because of history. Just ignore them.
Okay.
All right. Well,
If you're looking for information on them, there are two things you need to know. You took both, you said?
Yes.
Oof. Okay.
Yes.
under the assumption that at least if we complete one, we complete one.
If you complete one, that'll be quite a paycheck. Tell you that much. It's been up for quite some time. So, first one is from House Tully. They are a group who are founded on the idea of flora and preservation. You may have heard of the Merowetter's Grove. Have you been in town a little bit?
Haven't been here long enough.
No.
It's a tavern not far from here. Seventh window in. From north, anyway. It's a tavern. His sister runs the joint. She looks after the place. The head of the family, Kieran, he is the one who looks after the plants. He otherwise has it, and he's not willing to part with a single one unless you're willing to pay a high price for it. More than we're willing to pay for it. Steel thistle, I believe, is quite rare and quite useful, used in making steel skin potions. Very useful, very powerful, hence why he grows them and sells the potions on. So getting a cutting will probably have to be done with a fair bit of subterfuge, but several of our catalogues have been arrested in the past because of it, and now there's quite a bit of protection around it and his other plants.
No.
Otherwise, if you can make him owe you a favour, you might be able to get one. Just don't mention you're from the Cataloguers Guild, or he will kick you out instantly.
Understandable.
Understood.
The other one, which is the Cindrix, which is just a miniature phoenix from what I've been told. That one is owned by... that one is owned by the Lafron family, or Uri Lafron, a group of elves, quite high noble. They're the ones who use the Zephyr Stone that floats around the city, growing the crystals. They're the ones who provide about 85% of their convenience crystals across the board, across the Alliance. They are insanely rich, hence why they can afford a Cindrix, even though they're incredibly endangered. Oh, and they also own all the flying contraptions, so if you try to run with the Cindrix and get caught, you'll be shut down.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, they also own the Watchman, which is the city guard, so hence don't get caught. And the Cindrix is their pet.
Let's
So
go.
really don't get caught.
Really don't get caught, no. You've
No.
probably lost money here, but at the same time, if you get it done, you're looking at least a paycheck of 1,000 gold.
Mm.
Oh, the runes.
Indeed.
At least,
Right.
like I said, there could be more in it depending on what you bring back. If you bring back a full Syndrix, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, but I imagine they pay a fair penny for that.
Ah,
I suspect that may be a bit difficult, but more
Oh,
than a single feather
by
might
all
be.
means. From what I understand, the Lafron family are practitioners of magic, and they own at least 2 universities in Maruk alone.
Yes, that's not quite the heat I'm willing to take for a warm bird.
True. If you're looking for something a bit more, I mean, if you're looking for Syndrix feathers, you could always try and find a volcano. You'd have to climb into it, but, you know.
Are there any nearby volcanoes I'm aware of?
Nope.
I think this might be easier, huh?
I mean, hey,
What
if you've
have you
taken
done?
if you've taken up those jobs, it doesn't stop you from taking up more. Again, just 25 gold charge, but at the very least, you've come into contact with me. I can get you something a bit more close to home for you. Don't look like you've got much on your chest, given that you've or much hair on your chest and experience, given you've taken on these quests.
Yeah, we don't really know the area. We've kind of just come here and thought, well, we're here, we'll take on these quests. Thought, probably a little bit of talking, maybe.
Hey, you can diplomatize, just don't tell them you're from us. If you can get them to owe you favors and you need it for something, I'm sure you could find a way. Otherwise, there are some things you can find around here. I mean, the gorge is full of life. There are plenty of creatures that haven't been discovered yet. Plenty of dangerous things out there. Plenty of factions of different kinds as well. You find all sorts in the gorge, dangerous or not.
I know we have intentions to go to the gorge because we've got the jade mines we're going to.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, the one with the recent Drider incursion.
Yes.
We sent a cataloger to go and check that one out. There is some interesting anomalies there if you could bring any back. Small chunks of jade. Make sure you're not caught with them when you go in the hang cages. You will be arrested. If you're not looking to get that kind of heat, just bring back a spider bit or two. We can always use more.
How careful are they in checking for the jade?
Depends on where you put it.
Am I getting the sense that this is going to have to be inserted somewhere?
Oh, wow.
I mean,
They tend to do general like pat downs and stuff, but only if you're coming back up from the gorge. The gorge contains a few things, but if you're going down, they don't care so much. And if you're wearing if you've got a permit or regular workers' outfits, they don't check you.
How
But
does
you're
one go
quite
about
distinctive.
getting a permit?
You live in the city for at least a year, and you've got a job and a hire and a contractor.
And what kind of uniform would be best?
Whatever you like that doesn't look fancy. But you two also both stick out like sore thumbs, so I wouldn't go with that strategy.
Yeah,
I'd
I don't
recommend
think we're
hiding
gonna
it. Actually,
Hmm.
there is something which could work. Are you either of you practitioners of magic?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're
I know
willing,
I
if you
look
can
very
get,
wise, but I'm not a magic user. My apologies.
if you can get your hands on some gold, or are you willing to pay me back? I can always try and acquire something on auction. There's a particular magic that's quite common. Let me see. There is a particular spell. Come on, Chris, you can find it. It's in here somewhere.
Rope trick, portable hole.
No, not quite. I mean, if you've got a portable hole, then by all means, but those are expensive. Be surprised if you had one.
They are fucking expensive.
Oh, yeah.
That's more of a Harlan gripe than a Romulus gripe.
Yeah, that's fair. They are expensive. Oh, boo. Where is my document containing all of the old spells from Campaign 1? There it is. There is a spell known as Pocket Bag.
Hmm.
It lasts a short while. It turns a backpack into a small pocket plane for a while. It's second tier magic. It's quite expensive. It's not expensive to use by any means. But when it comes to acquiring it, it's not exactly most people get it when they learn it through university teachings. Given you're not native to this place, it'll be a bit more difficult to acquire.
How much would it cost to acquire? You asked about gold.
I mean, depending on what the auctions are like and how they're fluctuating, I can probably get it to you for 220 gold. But again, if you're willing to get these jade chunks back to us, that'll be a fair amount anyway.
I mean, if I had that, I would get the jade chunks for you.
I can know it to you in situ then, if you want. I can get it.
I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you, Chris, the DM. I think it would just be easier to shove it up my ass.
I mean, while you're shoveling jade up your ass, I will be eating jade.
Our party is
It's
so
much
bought
ea-
we're in
it's-
trouble.
It's much easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
It'll
gonna
be-
be a case of we'll get
it's-
back here. It's like, who's got the jade? Oh, him. Squeeze him as he poops. This one eye, he's just gonna poop. Find it in there.
I mean, I assume you know how casing works. None of you do. Okay. So you'd wrap it up first. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't.
You wrap it up first,
Don't
so it
just
doesn't end up.
chuck your jade up your butt.
Yeah, jade is the porous crystal. It
That's
would be
not
a very bad time.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
don't trust me. I'm well aware.
It'll
Uh,
look more green than normal. I'll give you that.
Also, human bodies are naturally a little bit acidic. Very bad for a porous mineral like that.
Yes, this is very true. I'd suggest if you're trying to get it out, the magic will be the easier way, and you'll have the ability to use that magic from here on.
What's the capacity? I don't know if you know the spell. I mean,
A few objects. It has a limit on both number of objects and the weight it can hold. Most students use it to carry books. That's all I know.
okay, it's good to know. Okay,
It also comes
that's-
with you. That's the main thing. So you can, from what I understand, you can make it, and then you can just keep stuff in there for forever if you want to. And then just provided
Okay.
you use the spell again, it comes back. If you die, however, it all gets jettisoned off somewhere.
Okay, so if the spell ends, say, like the spell going because they were going to check the bag, for example, and then they look and it's an empty bag. If I reinstate the spell, the bag will be back in the pocket.
Oh, you can open and close the portal as much as you want within your bag, provided it's within the duration. But then you have to use it again afterwards if you want to bring it open again.
Okay.
Basically,
that's
it
useful to know.
lasts for 4 hours, and you can
Mhm.
open and close it as an action each round to open or close it. However, once the spell ends, if the object is still inside, it is contained and remains inside for the duration until the spell is cast again. If the individual dies, even if they are revivified, any objects inside are propelled into the astral sea at random velocities and locations.
So maybe we should have someone other than Cat cast it.
Well, that's the thing. Somebody would have to learn it.
Yeah.
It is also a second level spell, so this would be something to consider, as it's going to be a hefty cost to use this.
It is, but I mean, it'll be hefty reward if it succeeds. So, and pays for itself. Yeah, no, that sounds like a deal. If we have a way of getting the jade out safely and less risk to us, then there's a higher chance of. Yeah, we could go for that.
If you're going to be heading down there, I can probably see if I can catch it in the auctions tonight, or I can send you there to the auctions and you can bid it yourself. But it depends on if you got the coin or not.
Two hand, no.
I can look into getting it then.
You don't? I've got half. You don't have half?
No. I have to keep buying paper and stuff to keep people alive.
Oh. Sucks to be you. I just hit things.
I don't.
There's a reason one of you is the ecologist and the other one's a trapper. Anyway. That's one of our main assignments if you wanted. Getting some jade samples. Relatively large ones, probably about the size of an egg. A chicken egg.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
If you get one the
some
size of a
jade
dragon egg, it's not going to fit inside of that spell. Anyway.
No, that's fair.
Don't worry. We have the place for that one.
That's fine. And, yeah, if you can bring back any odd spider things that you find down there, not necessarily whole samples, but bits of, That'll be fine. Just remember the jade isn't technically yours, so if you are caught carrying it, it is theft. Or
Mm.
I think it's more premeditated burglary, which is a longer sentence, but I don't know. I've never been caught. So, if you want to, we can say that'll be 25 gold now on the trot to accept that, and I can then put in the effort to get that scroll for you.
If we're going down there anyway, we might as well.
Yeah, 25 gold
Yeah.
then, and I can accept that, and I can get the scroll all set up, and then have that removed from the earnings at the end.
Do you want to go halvesies?
Sure.
Cool. That takes me to. So it'll take me to
12 gold.
98.
12 gold and 5 silver each. Alright,
And-
well,
oh, cool.
I'll get that set up. I'll get the spell sorted. I'll get the spell sorted, and just come back to this particular branch probably by, I don't know, 10 tomorrow.
Okay.
Go.
10 in the morning or 10 in the evening?
Up
don't
to
know.
you. I don't care.
Okay.
As long as it's
No
tomorrow.
worries. You have a lot of random stuff and materials here. Do you know much about slimes? Or is there any information here about slimes?
There's plenty. They live down in the swamps in
Specifically
abundance.
black ones.
Like, black puddings?
No. No.
Worse than black puddings?
Something more dangerous, more subtle. Something not
Subtle?
more intelligent.
Like,
We found
Slimes
it living
with-
in a rat's body, controlling rats and slimes.
like a parasitic ooze.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't say I've encountered one personally, but they do exist in the gorge below. They, from what I understand, they feed off of crocodiles and use giant crocodiles to get around.
Hmm.
Noted.
Do you have any information here in regards to them? Or is
Only
that
that,
something we should go and find out?
only that they favor giant crocodiles, warmer climates, and wet weather.
Okay.
If you go too far from Drell, though, you're gonna get into dangerous territories. There's a lot of dangerous things out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and because you're probably new, Drell is the city below, at the bottom of the gorge, below Zaker's Crossing. It's a nice place. It's got some interesting things around it. Just keep in mind that if you do want to go down, you're going to need to pay the 1 silver charge to actually get down to the bottom. Per person.
Are they less discriminatory towards Minotaurs and Centaurs down there?
If by that you mean they're not going to be nasty to you, no. They're just as likely to stab you as they are to stab a human.
Oh, you know what? I appreciate that. I just want it to be equal, you know?
Yeah, there aren't authorities down there, and the mercenary companies don't go down, they get mugged. Golden Crusaders don't even bother. But if you want to fence anything down there, it's a good spot for it.
Alright.
There's also a lot of honest folk and workers down there, though, who don't get involved. To attack an honest and innocent person is to put yourself up to get taken down by them, effectively.
Alright. Well, thank you for all your help. Seems we have work to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Good to meet you.
of course. Good to
And
meet you.
Vix, is that VIX?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Vix. Yeah. I'll probably be your associate from now. I'll let them know that you got in contact with me, and I'll take over from Kido for the time being. She won't be given another team. You'll still be assigned to her. They probably won't bother. But if you ever end up heading back up north, you'll be reassigned to Kido instead of me.
Understandable. Okay. Well, it's nice to finally meet you. Nice
Pleasure.
to know where we are now based for the time being.
Oh, and your rat friend outside. I assume he's a rat person because he's got a full mask and he's got a set of
Yeah.
ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears it as if he hides it, but I got the scent. Taps his nose.
Yeah, I smelled him too.
That's why he didn't go in. If yeah, my folk can be trusted some of the time. Some of the time. When they're on their own, they're not too bad. If they're in a group, it gets nasty. So don't let him around other Morbens. If they start influencing, separate him, or he's going to be a trouble.
Okay.
It
I
works
feel like
weird.
I'm an animal.
It works weird. Like, trust me, if I go near like 5 other Morbens, I start to go crazy and want to bite people. But while I'm on my own, I like books. It's weird.
Okay, right, noted. So,
It's like a reverse hive mind.
Yeah,
So
it's
you can
weird.
have-
Dumber the more of you are around.
We
so
get
he
more
can have
feral.
play dates, but if the play dates are getting too big in number, then no more.
Exactly. Don't let him in any Morben parties, or don't let him into a nest. They'll absorb him like he's, I don't know. I was gonna
One
say
of them.
water and oil, but that doesn't work. Something.
Is there any way to stop that from happening?
Yeah, keep him away from them.
Other
Yeah.
than keeping him.
You could tie him up, but he's still got feral. He might try and chew his way out and then bite you.
Is it wrong that I'm by myself and I still want to bite people?
Yes.
Yes. No, you, no, not yet. Knocking him out.
Hmm.
If you can separate him from them for long enough, then he won't need to worry about wanting to leave. You can separate a single rat from the rest, and they'll be fine. There are several cases of us rats being good folk when we're on our own, but when we get into a group, it gets weird. I don't know, something to do with our biology, or hormones, or scents. I have no idea. Anyway,
Okay, noted. Well,
Anyway, that's
nice
something
to
that they
meet you.
discovered. It's in the cataloger's warehouse in Paloon if you want to go get an exact detailing on what's in there. Yeah. Alright. You take care of yourself, and if you need any questions asked about any other creatures or locations or things, by all means come to me. And if you do end up trying to get that steel thistle or the Cinderix feather, get in contact with me first. I'll see if I can hook you up with any kind of, I don't know, info. I'll just need to do some digging now that somebody's picked up the quest again.
It's something we will pursue. How long it will take, I do not know, but it's something we shall try and pursue.
No, that's
Now
fair.
that
You're
we've
probably going to be
accepted
the
it.
only one to accept the quest for for quite some time. Last one who came through was 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's a group of
That's
3
a
individuals. They
while.
tried to perform a heist. Didn't go very well. I think they went in. One came out. He was arrested, and when he was hung, he was babbling on about carnivorous plants, big ones. So if you go in, prepare for a fight.
Of course. Even the plants are going to kill us. The sewer kills us, the plants kill us. Why not? Okay, thank you very much.
It's an everything eats everything world out here, Cat. It's just
It
how it
seems
is.
It seems it.
Yeah. Anyway, take care of yourselves.
Shall do.
Gives you a nod
Appreciate
and
it.
gestures to the
I'll see-
door. You
See
watch
you
as
tomorrow.
he. Yep, see you tomorrow. And you watch as he grabs his nose, and as he blows it, you watch as his fur just shrinks in and hair comes out, and he turns back into a halfling. And he climbs back onto the stool, unlocks the door again, and lets you out.
I mean, no offense, but that was very gross to watch.
Oh, trust me, it's even worse when you're on the receiving end. Because guess what? He pulls his skin. It's not an illusion. It sucks.
Oh!
Oh.
Nope.
He lets you out.
I'm very sorry.
Oh, don't be. Magic's cool. He closes the door.
For you, maybe.
Hey, you aren't feeling any symptoms while you're in this city. Stop complaining.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's only this city. I can't take the city with me.
There might be a way.
Nice. No.
Alright, so hijack city, take city everywhere. Got it.
Get a big enough portable hole to put the city in.
Oh my days.
So,
I
okay.
can do that.
So, as our adventurers reconvene out in the dark alleys, gathering some information, some ideas, and some quests, along with several ways of potentially making money, that is where we will leave off for today. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And we will see you next time when we rejoin them. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Potatoes.